Well, we are back, huh? We're back at the 9 Club, everybody. Listen, today, we have a special guest. Dustin Dollin is in the house. Merry Christmas Eve, everybody.
Ho, 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 motherfuckers.
There you listen, we were talking about this before. You wanted a Christmas Eve episode. Why did you want a Christmas episode, bro?
That was meant to be a secret.
Oh, okay. Well, good thing we're not live.
I wanted a Christmas Eve episode because I feel like kids are lonely on Christmas Eve because they're with their family and not their skate family.
There you go. It's very, Kelly starts crying over there,
Yeah.
You know? He's
Kelly,
very,
right?
Hey, no, man, that's good. It's very smart.
Yeah, I like to manipulate the planning of stuff that I do in certain ways.
That's great, yeah.
It's like controlled chaos.
Sure.
And I didn't beg for Christmas. I mean, you just said I could do it.
Yeah, of course.
It wasn't like,
first one to ask.
I'll suck your dick for a fucking Christmas episode. I just thought like, I mean, we didn't have a TV when I was a kid, but like, if I had a TV when I was a kid and it was like, damn, like Coming to America's on
Yeah.
Christmas Eve.
Sure.
I'd be pretty fucking psyched.
Yeah. No, but it's so true, though. Like, everybody goes to their family's house. It's Christmas Eve. Usually they're spending the night at their parents' house or their families or relatives, right? Mm-hmm. And they're not skating. They're bored. They're bored.
But yeah, they don't really want to be there. And as you get older, you realize like how important that actually becomes. But it is a nice time to eat some good food for free.
There you go. It's
true.
There you
Very
go.
true.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for spending your Christmas Eve with us.
Yeah, it's Christmas Eve.
Well, because here's the thing is,
Roger's already pissed.
No, but seriously though, we were talking before the show, and you're all over the place, bro. Like you were just saying, like you're in Sweden here, you're in Paris, you're going here, you're going there, like
traveler.
Like, can you not stay in one place for a long time, or what? Or do you just like traveling? Like, what's your vibe?
Maybe it's like the feeling that you're getting kicked out of a spot, like in skateboarding, your whole entire life.
Okay, you gotta go.
Just gotta keep it moving.
I don't know. Maybe you never know what triggers someone to become like a constant traveler. Or I'm just just say yes. Like, don't look at the geography. Don't figure out your planning.
Yeah,
like, I've had a pretty chaotic, non-timetable life my whole life.
Mm-hmm.
Where even school or like the little bit of school I did.
Did you? Bless you.
I don't know how to explain it in a way. It's just, you just want to go.
Yeah.
Like, I just got to keep going.
Sure.
I figure like although I've had a very great long skate career, if I get invited somewhere for anything,
You'll go.
Go. Like,
Yeah.
And most people procrastinate. They're like, well, I got to sit down and I got to figure out the planning and all that. I was like, well, that's not very skate-wise, is it?
Sure. So if somebody said, hey, on Thursday, it's Tuesday, say it's Monday today, on Thursday, you want to come to Australia, you'd be like, yeah, let's do this.
We're going home for him.
Yeah.
Okay, you want to go to Brazil. You want to go to Brazil. You want to go to Brazil on Thursday.
Well, Brazil actually it's really hard to get visas for Brazil, because I did want to spontaneously go to a wedding there at one point for one of my friends, and Brazil actually makes it as hard for Australians as Australians make it hard for Brazil. But,
Gotcha.
okay, do you want to pick another place?
Machu Picchu. If you want to said, hey, when we'll go to Machu Picchu
I think
on
I was
Thursday.
there yesterday.
Oh, see? Okay. Anywhere in the world, I say, this guy's been. No, but dude, hey, thank you so much for coming, dude. This is incredible, bro. We've wanted you on the show for decades, even though we've only been on the air for 2 years.
If this show was invented decades ago, I would have been here earlier. I'm glad I didn't blow the volcano before Machu Picchu. Is that a volcano, by the way?
I have no idea. I don't even know what Machu Picchu is. It's just a great name.
Yeah, it's really great to be on the show.
Yeah.
I want to give a shout out. Major motherfucking shout out to my sponsors.
let's run through the
Band
list.
Psychedelic, Happy Hour, Indie Spitfire, Baker, Shake Junt.
There you go. Yeah.
For always having my back over these 20 years of complete random chaos.
Random chaos.
You've been with the same companies the whole time, huh?
Yeah.
That's fun.
Yeah, you were just you Volcom 25 years.
Wow.
That's like as long as like girl has been around. You know what I mean?
Wait, 25. Wait, how old am I? 38. No, yeah, 24 years.
24 still. That's a great run.
Yeah, they paid me a lot of money.
That's great. That's a good reason to stick with them.
And I did a lot of work for them.
Hey, when
I've been a Volcom workhorse, and I love them for that because their tours have always been psychedelic. That's
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I've jumped on other tours with other teams, and it's like this isn't family. Like from an observer side, like an outside, because I have like this random thing of like jumping on other people's tours because I don't have enough tours.
Okay.
So I I remember back in the day, I jumped on like a crew tour with like Ellington, even though I rode for Volcom. I was like, I'll jump on it. Ellington's like, I'm not going without you, and I'm like, I'm going on that too.
Let's go.
And ended up getting like a couple tricks for the Baker video.
Boom.
And hanging out with Penny and Trainwreck. Like, can't beat that.
Can't beat that.
Dennis, Dennis is legit.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, for some reason, people always think about when you go on tours, like, it's about hanging out with other skaters. Sometimes the skaters are fucking dorks.
Yeah. Okay, sure.
But sometimes what's cool is the team managers and the people that like had the idea to start the company in the first place are kind of fucking interesting.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Sure.
yeah, you know, like even like, yeah, Sandy, rest in peace. Like the Nike dude, he took me out to dinner when I was like, like Puerto Rico's like, stay at the hotel with us. Like we're in Australia, and Sandy took me out for dinner. A lot of free dinners have come out of like who I thought is interesting. I don't know if I was originally swindling being with teams because they were paying for it, or I'd met interesting people out of it.
Maybe a little bit of both.
Free dinner's a fucking free dinner.
Hey, no, nobody's gonna turn down a free dinner.
Hey, you ain't got to suck no one's dick for it.
When I was like 13 years old, I went to the Huntington Beach skate park and I saw you there like 7:30 in the morning, and you were you had a hood on and you were skating. You were just shitting all over the park, just killing it.
Shitting.
Yeah,
Killing it.
But you were rocking Volcom back then. Was that like the first company you got on?
What year was it?
I mean, I was 13 years old, so it was 97. No,
97 would be exact.
Yeah.
Because I remember that I was staying at Steve Stratton and Remy Stratton's house for Christmas that year.
Oh, look at that, huh? There seems to be a theme going here. Yes.
Well, Volcom was, my first sponsor.
But you have a good memory, it seems like.
Yeah,
I mean, just right now, the 97 thing, and you went right to it. You got a pretty good memory with years.
The thing is with memory is I don't have a good memory if I'm sober.
Interesting.
But if I drink, I can remember every story ever existed that happened to me. But you have to be on the exact level. I don't know if
Of where you were back then. yeah. Like I'm 4 beers deep. That was when I was 98.
It's like when you're on 2 beers, you can remember a story. If you're on 3 beers, you can remember. If you're, suddenly you hit the Coke or you hit that, you can remember heaps of stories.
Okay.
But it's basically like a level of like, obviously, like they design drugs to like mellow people out or change people's perspective of how they think on that day, or you're anxious, you need Xanax or you need weed, or a lot of people don't need weed, by the way.
Sure.
Sorry, not to be anti-weed, but that's fucked up a lot of careers too.
Okay.
And everyone's gonna hate that in California. Some of your motherfuckers are fucked up on weed. Anyway, and that's it. That's why I don't smoke it. Like, I could just be like the guy that's coming on the show, like, I stopped drinking, it was really bad for me. I did so much bad stuff. I drove drunk. I was crazy. But some motherfuckers be stoned like, wait, 3 years went by. I didn't
3 years. Yeah.
It's like, motherfucker, why you smoked that one joint? I went to 15 countries, like drunk as fuck. Sorry to say. Like,
It's true. I mean,
I'm not anything each to their own, but it's certain like chemical imbalances like is exactly what people need. Yeah. So let's get back to wherever the fuck the story started.
Sure.
Huntington. In 97, you were at the Stratton's house.
Because I got sponsored when I was 14 from Volcom in Australia.
Okay.
I got a phone call that was like, and I was in school, but I was like, fuck school. And I hit a teacher with a skateboard. My skateboard got locked up in a safe at the school.
Before or after you hit the teacher, it got locked up?
The board got locked up because I hit a teacher.
Okay.
Because I was skating in school, and I was like, fuck you, that's what I want to do, whatever. And then the teacher was like, I didn't, like, break her hand or nothing, but it was just, like, a little tap.
Oh, a little, okay.
So basically, my board, it gets locked up in the... Well, when I was 14, actually.
Sure.
Yeah, it gets locked up in the safe.
That's a big safe.
I mean, it's one
Maybe it was like a closet.
prohibited like instruments of artistic ability, I guess. You know, I don't know how to explain it.
Sure.
So anyway, that was like on a Friday, and the next day was Saturday, and it was like the first contest I was ever meant to skate in, which was 2 hours away on a train.
Okay.
So my mom went to the deputy principal's house and was like, "You give back my son's motherfucking property."
Wow.
Yeah, knocked on the door. We found him in the yellow pages.
The yellow pages.
Wow.
Before Google.
Sure.
Remember, I'm old. It could have been in the Bible at that point, trying to find a Messiah.
Looking in the Old Testament.
I need
I
a headstone to put my fucking son's name on that he's gonna make it in skateboarding. Was that day, basically.
Right.
So anyway, she goes there and then she's like, give the board back. He's got a contest. And then the deputy principal made a thing. He's like, okay, since your son only cares about skateboarding, if he doesn't win the contest, then he's suspended and gone from school forever.
This is like that's like a threat.
I was an equal threat.
Or an
My
ultimate-
mother was not very easy on him. She's like, you motherfucker. Like, give... Well, in Australia, I was like, motherfucker, give back the fucking board, cunt. It's like, you don't steal my son's property. You don't lock up his shit. You know,
Right.
It's like, it's his. Give it back now. And then, so I caught the train, won the contest.
Won the contest.
Surf, dive, and ski, yeah, 94. It was like the Hordham Pavilion contest. And then that's when this kid, Peanut, came up to me. He's like, yeah, Volcom surf, snowboard, starting a team. You're the motherfucker that's 14 and won the junior. It was like, back then it was like Junior Am sponsored, you know, bullshit.
Sure.
Gay shit.
Yeah.
Not that the gay, there's anything
Divisions.
wrong with gay. I mean, Brian Anderson sat on my lap before.
Okay. So you win the contest. You get back home. You're not suspended.
No, but then I left school pretty much after that. Anyway.
What grade? You didn't graduate high school.
No
What grade did you leave?
I left in year 9 because
Okay.
The thing you got to know is I was the smallest person in school. There's some old photos floating around when I was like smoking bongs and shit, like where it looks like it's an 11-year-old, you know, like. Okay. But I was around 13.
I gotcha.
But even when I got to the States, it was like I was here when I was 17. But anyway,
Did you come here for Tampa?
no, I didn't come here for Tampa. I didn't know what Tampa was. I had no idea what Tampa Am was. Like, that's the funny thing. That was Reynolds' fault and a blessing in disguise. So basically, I get here. No. Let me tell you a little story in between.
Go ahead.
So, I dropped out of school when I was 16. Like, had a girlfriend or whatever, and I was like, then I get this phone call. It was like, we want you to come work on a movie as a stuntman.
Oh.
So I was in Newcastle. I was skating with this old legend, Jamie Fletcher, and this kid, Dave Tyson, right? Mm-hmm. And when I got there, like, I just had a little backpack. I was 15. No, I was maybe 15 then. And I was like, oh, yeah. But this before, cause I worked in a movie store, and then this guy from Skate Biz in Brisbane was like, yeah, there's this guy asking if, like, we know any skaters that can do any stunt tricks or whatever.
Okay.
And I was like, yeah. So I took my measurements, and I didn't think nothing of it. So
Yeah.
I took the train 4 hours to the closest skate park, like undercover skate park because it's raining.
Okay.
And then, I was at a friend's house. That's how far it was to a skate park for me when I was a kid.
That's pretty gnarly. Riding the train
4
like
hours?
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, actually, like the closest skate park was Manly. Mm-hmm. By the beaches, the northern beaches. So I would take the train 2 hours from my house. Mm-hmm. Then I would take the ferry, the boat. Then I would take the bus.
You would take a ferry to go skate.
No, the train 2 hours, then the bus half an hour, and then I'll be at the skate park.
Okay.
But
Where'd this ferry come into play? What was this?
Because it's from the Circular Quay over to Manly. It's like crossing the harbour.
What town did you grow up in? What is it called?
Katoomba in the Blue Mountains. I'm from the mountains. I'm not a city boy.
Straight up mountain. Well, how did you? Okay, keep going with the story.
No, it's all right.
Well, I was going to say, how did you get into skateboarding if you're a mountain kid?
Well, I worked in a video store. Oh. Since 11 till I left for America. What?
So
how did you get into skate?
You never seen Gleaming the Cube? What's wrong with you?
What is that?
Come on, man.
No, so you watch skate video, you watch these movies.
Yeah, but
of
we
skating.
lived in the mountains, but it was just the same small town as any. It's just like
Sure.
for me. What's weird is it's a tourist town, so that kind of became harder in life because you don't really want to do tourist shit anymore.
Right.
And when your girlfriends are like, yeah, I want to go see that. And I'm like, fuck, I fucking grew up in a tourist town.
Yeah. Right. It's kind of like down here. Like in summertime, it's blitzed.
Yeah.
Venice Beach, everybody's coming here. You can't even go 2 miles in 20 minutes. It's
But what
insane.
sucks about Venice Beach is if you rip people off, the cops know who you are, you know?
Did you get the part in the movie?
I didn't get the part.
No.
I went to go skate with this, like Dave Tyson and this guy, this legend, Fletcher. Jamie Fletcher, right? Pushes Mongo. He was basically the Bill Danforth of Australia.
Okay.
Went and got a tattoo, whatever, yeah. And then, like, the movie dude's like, yeah, hey, we're going to fly you to Brisbane. And I was like, all right. So I get on the plane. It's the first plane I've ever taken. It's not a regular plane. It's like a small plane.
Like a little prop plane or something?
Yeah, like a little tiny plane. And that was the first flight I ever took. I was like, and when I was in there, like, I'd seen this movie from Stephen King called The Langoliers. I don't know if anyone's ever seen that.
I haven't seen it.
It's where, like, they go on a plane and then time stands still and then monsters come to eat the rest of time.
Oh.
But they accidentally get caught in a black hole and they're stuck in a world where, like, matches don't work because, like, the end of... They're stuck in the world that used to be.
Okay.
Because they went back in time, so these creatures come to eat time.
Oh, okay.
So anyway, I was up there and I was looking down and I couldn't see the waves moving because obviously when you're above, like, the level of the height, which I've never seen before,
Right.
waves don't look like they're moving.
Sure.
So I was like, is anyone... Like,
We're stuck in time.
Which you literally are when you're on an airplane.
Sure.
Like, that's why being on an airplane is kind of the funnest thing because it's like nothing anyone can really do to you, like, up there. Like, you're
That's
just
true.
Like,
Yeah.
what are you gonna do?
What are you
I'm
gonna
like speeding way past your fucking time limit right now. Like,
Yeah.
Back to the future or into the future and right now. Like, either way.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But yeah. Anyway, I got that movie job, and then they're like, yeah, you get $450 a week and $500 a day when you do a stunt. It's a 9-week project. Does your mom know? I was like, my mom ain't gonna pick up the phone. Like, I'll just be here. It's fun.
You're good. Yeah.
Well, I'm like 13, 14. You know, like, so I like just drop me off at the skate shop wherever it is.
Okay.
And they're like, oh, where are you staying? I'm like, your house. And the guy's like, that's funny. We just got this little closet that we could rent to you for $100 a week. I was like, sick.
So they're paying you, but then actually...
No, the skater at the skate shop.
Oh, the skater.
was like, oh, we're just moving into a new house. Like,
Gotcha.
yeah. And so, yeah, I just lived in the closet.
Like, what are you doing at this age? Like, what tricks did they want you to do in the movie and stuff like that?
Oh, they wanted me. Well, actually, I was actually a stand-in. Like, when the actor was too bored to, like, do his job, I come in, like, super drunk, like Boozy the Clown, like Bad Santa, and just sit there, like, because I was already drinking.
I was going to say, you were like 15 years old.
14, yeah, but I was already drinking a lot by then.
Already drinking. When did you start drinking?
Around 11.
11?
Yeah.
Why did you start drinking at 11?
I grew up in a pub.
Yeah? That's, it was normal.
No, it's not normal. It's just that, like, for
Your
me,
family own a bar or something?
see what the thing is like people watch movies and then they're like, they see, like, say Gummo or something where they see, like, hillbillies, like, snort glue and all that shit like that. Like, and they think it's funny. It's like,
Sure.
it's not really that funny.
Right.
But, like, from primary school, since I was, as long as I can remember, I would go catch the bus to the pub. My mom would be there. But it was great. Like, I thought, like, what a character reference. Like, for what I do in my life is pretty much study people anyway.
Okay.
there was nothing like too domestically crazy or like everyone makes it such a horror story. Like it's just like, and anyone like look at like, for example, like look at like all the Richards or the Jaggers and all that shit. They all grew up in fucking rock and roll lifestyle.
Right.
They're all supermodels and shit. Like they all got like, of course they've got money to back it up because
That's
you can't be like an alcoholic from 11 unless you've got a bunch of cash. Well, that's bullshit. If you're smart enough, you can. I mean, they had that their whole life, but not. I mean, a lot of those families, like I've hung out with all of the fucking richest, like famous people. But if you think about it, what I grew up with is basically just the same thing. It's just like my mother liked to go to the pub and play pool and hang out with like blokes and girls and just go to the pub.
sure.
And if you go to like a normal pub in Sydney or anywhere in Australia, the kids are at the pub, they're dancing and like, you know, the parents have got them out. But here in America,
You can't do that.
you don't bring your
No.
you don't bring your kids to the bar.
No.
Like, God forbid.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? How did they think they even got born in the first place? It's because they were at the fucking pub having a fuck. Maybe even in the bathrooms where the kids dancing, man. Like,
This is where you were conceived, Johnny.
yeah, exactly. Here it's like you're right. The thing I wanted to explain is like pub culture and American I'm going out for a drink at night culture is a little different.
Sure.
Because in Australia and Europe and a lot of countries in the world, it's just you go to the bar after work.
Right.
You go to drink with your mates. Then your wife shows up and you go have dinner and you go home.
Right.
But so drinking's more of an afternoon thing.
Yeah, and it's more of a
And
social.
if the kid needs to come, or it's a Saturday, the kid's there all day. All the drunks are playing with the kid.
Yeah.
It's not like, and if I say, how long were you going to a bar since? 11. It's like, probably 5. You know, like, think about it.
Yeah.
But everyone's like, oh, that's so crazy. You were at a bar since you were 11 years old. It's like, no, I was probably at a bar since I was 5 years old, but I was smart enough to realize I was at a bar when I was 11.
Right.
Then,
The drinking starts.
no,
Yeah.
the drinking didn't start like that. It doesn't start like that. You know, like there's the mate, like, give the little fella a fucking drink under the bar. But it's not like, give the little fella and then I'm going to rape him in the
Right.
bathroom. You know,
It's just a funny-
like movies perceive it to be.
Sure.
Or like Ronald Reagan said anything about like weed smoking. If you smoke this weed, you're a goner. Like, it's like the craziness about that shit is like so like, it's bullshit. It's propaganda. Everything's
Yeah.
propaganda.
It's just like a little gag, like give a little mate a little drink.
If anything, the main thing that obviously being conditioned to drinking and partying to coming to America at that stage when it was kind of more straight laced was, damn, this guy knows how to party.
Right.
It's like, holy shit. All right. This is the little kid that Harold Hunter and Dave Duncan want to hang out with. This is that little guy I heard about that's really crazy, you know? And like Jake Duncan got put into the same thing, and like Jake Brown, or even before that, the Pappas brothers. Like,
yep.
It's like, oh, Australian. They're already in. I mean, they paved the way for us to be fucking nightmares.
Sure. So you were the stunt double in the movie. But then when did you first... So you're already... At this point, you're already sponsored by Volcom.
No, I got sponsored by Volcom after my mum had a fight with the deputy principal.
Okay.
Got me the board.
You left school.
No, I got the board. Then I won the contest, and Volcom picked me up.
Right.
But then I stayed at school, but I was like, it was weird in that school because like all my best friend is like from kindergarten and like that, you know, and a few of us. There was actually kind of 10 skateboarders in the smallest school in Katoomba, which was weird. And we were the bad guys. You know in the movie where it's the jocks? They're like, fuck that. But we were like the ones squashing up apples and throwing them at the fucking football jocks.
Okay.
And hitting them. And they'd come up, we're like, what? Like, we're the punks, actually. Like, we were like the proper... I don't know. It was weird because, like, my best friend was really smart because, like, he knew about jazz and hyper intelligent in school, like a really great artist.
Okay.
Like, and for me, and my brother was a great artist too. They were kind of like competing on like art, like whatever. But it was more like art, music fight. And the skaters knew of all like the rock and roll bands that were playing in the town around the 90s or whatever. Even in my little shitty town, it was still like, but I was underage, but they would just like give me a beer through the gate or whatever like that, you know?
Yeah.
But I was also like, at 14, I was like already in the cars. Just like the movie that Jonah made mid-90s. I thought it was a great perception on anything to do with, it's basically like that, but in the mountains.
Okay, gotcha.
But yeah, by the time I was like 15, I had a car and definitely was driving it illegally. Me and my brother saved up from the video store. We both worked in Video Easy. So we like saved up and we bought Hart's $600 car. And I was like the kid in mid-90s that had the car.
Just driving around.
Exactly the same shit, but like more in like mountain scenery. And then, I was just going to every little contest, winning a couple, like, and then like Volcom was like, we're sending you to the States. And I was like, I ain't got no money.
Straight up going to send you to America.
Yeah, they're like, well, you've met like all the surfers. Like I met like Andy Irons, Bruce Irons, like, all the surfers, and they're like, that kid's great. Like, like I met all the surfers. I can't surf.
No,
I can't swim. You know,
but you party.
But I could party. Okay. There we go. Roger gets into fucking input. Finally, it's been 1 fucking hour. That's very Australian.
What were they sending you to the U.S. for? Like contests or just to meet everybody?
It was just one time.
What do you mean?
They sent me to the U.S. one time.
One time?
One-way ticket?
I don't know.
But what did they send you here for?
They sent me to Hawaii.
To hang out with the surfers?
I was 17. I had $200 in my pocket. They sent me to Hawaii. I got off the plane at 6 in the morning. You know, Australian flights get in at 6. And, like, this is before mobile phones, you got to understand.
For sure.
And they let me through customs at 17 years old.
Probably no passport. Just
no, I had a
fucking.
passport.
Oh, you did?
Come on, get the fuck out of here. You never worked at the immigration center? No, I'm just kidding. No, this is when it was really hard for Australians to get into America, actually. But for some reason, I don't know, these blue eyes or something. I was just like, yeah, I'm going to meet someone when I get off the plane. They're like, who you going to meet? Oh, they're my sponsors. Like, I'm a surfer. They're like, surfing in Hawaii. That sounds great, buddy.
It's a stamp. Yeah.
Yes. He must be good. He looks like he's 12. Let's chuck him outside at the curb for 6 hours.
And he smells like alcohol. Go ahead.
For 6 hours, he sits at the curb.
6 hours.
Contemplating his life. I don't know how to call Australia from a public phone booth.
Oh, jeez.
At 17 years old, it's my second flight I've ever taken in my life.
How long was that flight to Hawaii?
It's 14 or 12,
hours?
but it's not about that. It's just about you don't have any idea who you're... It's before emails.
Right. You fly to a different country, and now you're waiting outside for 6 hours, not knowing what to do.
I was just like, no, I like tried to... Like, you don't know, like, country codes.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'm sitting there 6 hours, like, and then, like, these dudes turn up in this pickup truck, Hawaiian pickup truck. Bros, like, tattoos and whatever. They're like, you Dustin Dollin? I'm like, yeah.
Been here 6 hours.
Like, sorry. We thought it was 6 p.m. you got here.
Oh, shit.
Get in the van. I'm like, you want some Coke?
Yeah, right.
Slowly it worked onto that, but it wasn't very far from it.
Okay.
So basically, I stayed the night, and then but you got to understand, like, at that point, like, I became like an anti-hero kind of skater. Like, I tried not to know anything, because I hated the Australian skate culture so much. That's kind of why I left.
Okay.
Well, it's not why I left. It's like the only choice I had, because like then it was like really fresh, and it was like, you know, 93, 94.
Sure.
And the city clique was the city clique. Like a couple of the city boys were pretty kind of, but we were like called Westies, like, or like hip, like kind of hippies from the mountains.
Okay.
You know? Like, and we're wearing corduroys, cut off, like anything we could afford with big like belts and like 30, but they weren't like Kappas or like the freshest shit back then.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
And those guys had on like, you know, like the Mac Daddy of Australia, like I don't know. Did you have cappers here? Or?
I don't know what the hell a capper is, but
It's like the graffiti pants, like the dopest ones, and then like
The one with the stripes on the side?
yeah, and the freshest Adidas's. It was basically like Palace, but in '92.
gotcha.
So, and we were like corduroys with flannelettes, like we were like the proper hippies, you know. But one of the kids, Davo, he saw a little something, you know. But he knew I wasn't dope, so he'd like give me some wheels. Like we were like stealing boards from the stores and shit.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we had to.
Yeah.
Or like steal a board, take the Everslick off, and oil it down so they don't catch us.
Right.
Next time we come to the city or some shit like that. We were thieves and like. Yeah, village people.
You had to do what you had to
in like
do,
the
right.
dance way, you know, like
Village people. YMCA.
in more like the pikey way.
Okay.
But I was like, wouldn't hook up with like those fresh guys when I try and stay in the city when I was around 14. I would hook up with like these weirdos, like this guy called Duncan that he had this fake TV money and he would go and swap it for ecstasy at clubs and get real money, kind of like people.
Okay.
Even though I was really little, like I was like, all right, this guy knows a swindle. Like I was
Sure.
like 15, but hanging around with kind of like people who I was more related to, because when I grew up, there was like people with sawn-off shotguns, like that were robbing banks and shit at my house.
Oh,
you know?
damn.
Jeez.
But like just because like my mom's house is kind of taken advantage of as kind of a hideaway for like Australian gangsters.
Oh, wow.
But it's
Okay.
pretty weird to see like sawn-off shotguns in Australia. But
Yeah.
true story. And she had like a boyfriend with like 2 claws for hands.
What?
Like hooks?
Yeah, and
Like both of his hands were gone.
yeah, he blew them off or something.
Oh, geez. Okay.
I don't know if it was like a bank robbery or if it was like working on the train line or something.
God damn.
He tied up my kitten and threw it under the house in a plastic bag. That was pretty traumatic.
Really?
Yeah.
With his claws?
Yeah, sound is weird, huh?
Jeez. That's really traumatic.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was fine. We bashed him for him out.
Oh, you do? Okay.
So back to this nature at hand.
Yeah.
I was just talking about the fresh cunts in the city that's what we call them, the fresh cunts. And we were like the hillbillies or whatever. But it was dope because like at that point in time, when Volcom was about to send me to the States, the kid who I explained in the story before, it's going to be really hard, but when I flew to Brisbane even, there was the guy called Jamie Fletcher who pushed Mongo. He was like a fucking legend. He was a Bill Danforth powerhouse.
Right,
Like,
okay.
But he got hit by a car and smashed both his legs.
Oh, shit.
Oh, damn.
God damn.
But the other kid I was skating with was Dave Tyson, right? So he was like, kind of became onto Time Skateboards, one of the freshies. So before I left, he'd gotten onto like the fresh crowd.
Okay.
Right? It'll all make sense in the end.
Okay. Yeah, I hope so.
So, are you bored, motherfucker? Am I boring you?
No, I'm loving this. Are you kidding me?
So he became part of the fresh crowd. Like he got on Time. He was like the opposite of me. I was like I got put in the Bill Danforth category. He got put in like kind of like the Mariano or like new little kid.
Was he hanging with Al Buglio?
Yeah. Al Buglio was on Time. There was like Mick Ewan, Steve Tierney.
Okay.
O'Mealy was the warlord of like making all these guys dope because he'd been in New York before.
Sure.
So he kind of like doped out the crowd. Although O'Mealy's like done so much for me, and we've been the best of friends so many times. But back then it was very small in Australia. You know,
Right.
the clique was, you know, as tight as like a priest wants a boy's vagina to be.
Okay.
So anyway, that clique was tight. Then. Yeah, get shot off to the States. Hawaii.
Yep.
I land, got the 6 hours, got the immediate coke offer. Realizing, all right, I'm with the party team. But before that, like, actually I'd done coke with Andy Irons, the surfer, and Aussie Riot. Like, you don't know, maybe you know who they are.
I know Andy Irons, but
He's
I don't
dead.
know. Yeah.
Rest in peace. I'm not going to
There you
tip it
go.
on your floor.
Sure.
So anyway, now I'm in the States. Oh, Hawaii.
Right.
The next morning, the people that get off the plane are Remy Stratton, Alan Peterson, Bam Margera, Brad Hayes.
No way.
I think Jaya was there too, and Poncho Moeller.
Okay.
It's a crew right
Yeah.
Wow.
Geez.
Oh,
High
yeah.
crew, right?
Yeah. Did you know who the other skaters were at that point, or you
No.
never heard of them before?
Never heard of. I didn't know anything. Like this is like all I had was like I was up to like 4-on-1 6
Oh, okay, yeah.
when I left Australia. Maybe 416.
Yeah.
So, and for me, I was like, fuck, well, I was already pissed off about all the fresh cunts, but I loved like the Spitfire video was my favorite video, you know, like the anti-first, like mainly deluxe, you know, I was like very deluxe oriented.
Okay.
For me, but I was like, before that even, I grew up, like, there was a skate park that opened, an indoor skate park in between called Vertex.
Huh.
So there, like, the dude tried to get me on brands like Renaissance and Duffs, and like Renaissance, a Christian brand for me.
Oh, really?
No, but they were cool. I skated there every day for like maybe a year. Like once that indoor, that was like in between like 13 and 17, like, and my friend managed it.
Oh.
But what I didn't realize is like we were like doing lock-ins and like getting drunk with all the young chicks and all this weird shit.
Right. Okay.
But I remember, I think, like, at the end of the day, this kid, like, he swindled me one day. Like, he was my best friend, but I turned up one day, and he's like, you gotta come, like, the place has been broken into. And he's like, fuck, the place has been broken into. Like, and I was like, call the owners. He's like, hey, wait. They got insurance, right?
Uh-oh.
And I was like, let's take all of it.
Oh, shit.
No, I'm just kidding. Like, we just like, there was like stuff scattered from the whole way out, like over the fences, and they got chased away. I think we just like took a couple boards or whatever.
Oh, yeah. Just listen.
Just like, because we were broke and they probably had insurance, whatever.
Right.
But
And
no-
it had already been broken into. So
Yeah.
that was your thinking.
But later on, I thought, maybe my friend organized that. But who knows?
Oh, so you never got to the bottom of it.
I never, I mean, me and him had a falling, because I was going to the States like not too long off.
Okay.
So I never really questioned him on that. And he kind of, he like raped my girlfriend when I went to the States.
Oh,
So
Jesus.
We'll forward.
That's heavy.
And
That's
then
fucked up, yeah.
Yeah.
Jeez, yeah.
10 years later, she killed her mom with a pillow.
Seriously.
Yeah.
With a pillow?
She's in a mental hospital.
Jesus Christ, bro.
So
Well, thanks for coming, Dustin. It's been a wild show.
I'm not
bro.
laughing.
No.
Like, I feel sorry for people with mental illnesses.
Of course,
that, like,
it is a real thing. It's crazy.
yeah,
Sucks.
Yeah.
And it sucks. Like, that stuff for me was, I mean, it's weird to say that, like, I was really in love with this girl, you know, and then, like, she said my friend raped her, and then I didn't go back to Australia.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, well, I'm going to do the best I can here.
There you go.
And
Right.
that was a positive vibe. Yeah, but it was weird 10 years later to find out that she killed her mother and now she's in a mental hospital.
Jeez. Yeah, that's heavy.
And I'd like to visit her, but I don't know if it's possible.
Right. So you're back. So you're in Hawaii, and all the dudes show up.
Yeah. Bam Margera.
Bam Margera, Poncho, all
Alan
those dudes. Alan
Peterson,
Peterson.
Jaya.
Yeah.
Remember me?
Then we were with Cully. Mm-hmm. So anyway, more importantly on that trip is when I met Brad Hayes.
Brad Hayes is the man.
Brad
Hell
Hayes
yeah.
is
The connection to Baker.
The connection
He
to my
is-
life.
Yeah.
I would not be sitting here now without the Hayes, man. Like, everything's so fucking stressful.
He's such a good dude. I love Brad Hayes.
He said, yo, you should come and hang out with, like, my friend Greco and Andrew Reynolds. Because, like, Greco's going to love you. Because Greco's hijinks. And do you know what hijinks is? I was like, what, like being crazy or whatever? He's like, yeah, Greco's going to love you. And I was like, great. Yeah, let me come. He's like, yeah, but there's a problem. Like, there's this kid, Dave Tyson, staying there. Because he just got on Flip Flow.
Okay.
Back to the story, sweetheart.
Sure.
Sweetheart.
Oh, okay.
He says that you're a hillbilly, talking shit to Balala, saying, like, don't let that kid come here, all this shit.
Huh.
This is the word from the goat's mouth. It was like, yeah, he doesn't want you there. And then I was like, fuck, who's this kid Balala? And who, like, Andrew Reynolds, I think I'd only seen his union part, and I was like, we got the same kickflips. I was like, I saw that kid, and I was like, we kickflip the same. That was all.
That was it.
That was all I thought about Andrew Reynolds. The only thing I ever saw about him for me was the Union video, Right to Skate, and he does a kickflip off a five flat, nothing, whatever. I was like, we kickflip the same.
And this is before Baker started. This is
Years.
okay.
This is like years. Like
These are on birdhouse.
Yeah.
Andrew was
He's like an amateur, like for sure.
yeah. Andrew was like, this is before the end. Like this is '97, right? So anyway, but the main point was like Dave Tyson was like talking shit.
Okay.
Because he was like fresh crew. He just got on Flip, and what was funny is when the day that Dave Tyson got on Flip, I was in Brisbane working on that movie, but skated the same contest as an amateur. But I like fractured my wrist, and I had to go to the hospital.
Okay.
Where Jeremy Fox was looking out for new Australians because Jeremy Fox has to have like different country people. He's the dark manager. So he's like this fucking like I control skateboarding dickhead, which like Jeremy's been nice to me, but he's always like I always thought about like you know like I respect all the freestylers that have like made skateboarding companies and all that shit, like Pewender, like, and all that shit about, you know, Soul Technology and
Sure.
blah, blah, like, obviously fucking Steve Van Doren never skated his bio, but he's fucking a great guy and loves skateboarding more than anything, and just like all these outsiders, and so Fox for me was kind of one of them, but he's, you know, he found Rally, he found, you know, Penny, he found Alex Mole.
Yeah.
Like, and that's like, gee, you know, like, you're trying to make English skating relevant in America, and then suddenly your English skaters are better than the American skaters. I'm sorry, when Penny came out, it was better.
Oh my God.
It was better than
Yeah. Nobody's going to argue with that. Yeah.
So basically, I felt like at that time, Jeremy Fox was trying to go to Australia and find a couple little fellas, and so it wasn't either me or Dave Tyson, because Tyson was dope. He had a better style than me, like most people do, but he got too obsessed in the world of being cool instead of being a good skater.
Okay,
you know?
gotcha.
So at that point, he got to there and was just talking shit on me because we used to skate together. I stayed at his house like as a kid, like went up and stayed at his house. We'd skate at the park together. We were hype on, but I was like doing more kickflip grabs. Like I was like more cardio grabby, fucking like I'm fucking launching this and like more of a skate park skater than a fresh skater. You know,
He didn't want you to like step on his toes with what he had going on.
Yeah, I mean that's what I heard from Hayes.
Okay.
Hayes was like, yeah, but this kid's talking shit on you. And then like I spent 2 weeks at a Newport Volcom house with surfers and sand everywhere, and I was absolutely disgusted because I was like, that's when I got a phobia of sand. I was like,
You like a fear of the terra firma?
I mean, skaters, I don't know if it's just me, but when there's sand in your house on the floor at all times, it's disgusting.
It's got to be annoying. Yeah.
Like, imagine going down on a chick and they have sand in their vagina all fucking times, you know? And I'm like, fuck, I can't even put on my fucking shoes. But also, no one was taking me skating. Like, I'd beg Hayes, like, and he would take me to Mile Square Park, which was a bunch of ledges, which is like not what I did. I had to sponsor me a video of like frontside flip Indian down 12 stairs at that point.
Yeah.
In 97.
And he's taking you to a ledge.
And he's like, he's got this tape, like, just, hey, it's got, because like I made a tape before I came, like, but it was on VHS in PAL.
Oh, God. Right.
So
There's no PAL players here whatsoever.
That's not very useful for anyone to show to anyone in America.
Right.
Finally, like, someone helped me pay to transfer it, like, to MTSC.
Gotcha,
I think Volcom, maybe Remy helped me out, or like, no, Steve wasn't really that much. Steve was kind of not in Volcom at that point, but I think Remy transferred it. He's like, yeah, show to whoever, whatever. I'm pretty sure I put it on at the house, and like, Dave was there, and I was like, damn, fuck, he's tray flipping 9 stairs and 180 15 rails against the wall, like. I was like, but I don't think they saw that. That was just to Jeremy, like, because I think Hayes took me there. But then, like, so I was at the house. I got to the house the first day, and Andrew said to me, he's like, hey, you can stay here tonight, because I was, like, drinking and drunk and 17, and me and Bilal got along so well, and Jim was like, who the fuck is this psycho?
Right.
Basically, because like there was some girls downstairs called the Courtneys, and they came up, and then I made both of them cry, and Jim really liked that. I think he had like a real, because for me it was like, I know it sounds misogynist and like crazy, but I was like, there's 6 pro skateboarders living in a house and trying to hang out with these ugly chicks, and the ugly chicks are kind of being fucking lame to them. And I was like, I'm gonna bite them. I'm gonna bite these chicks down. Like, no offense.
Sure, right.
I mean, I don't give a fuck if I sound misogynist, but this is the reality of it. Is for me, I thought professional skateboarders lived in fucking helicopters. I thought they just fucking flew into your world and they're like dropping off chicks like to everybody else. Like, I had no idea. You know, I had like fucking one girlfriend like back then, like, and a bunch of other random like sluts or whatever. But what I'm saying is just like, I just couldn't believe these 5 professional skateboarders in a house, and then like a couple like square bitches being all fucking weird to them. So I like obviously pulled Spawn style. Like, this is when I got the nickname the Devil Spawn from Jim, and I was like, bit him down. I was like, you don't deserve to be around these guys. But any girl will do that to any guy right now. You don't deserve to be around my girl.
Yeah,
Think about it.
Yeah.
True. True.
Yeah. Very true.
I mean, you don't want to join the misogynist chain, even though I have so many like good lesbian friends and blah blah. But you don't want to join that. But what I'm saying is, like, any good girlfriend to a girlfriend would be like, these motherfuckers don't deserve you.
Right.
So that's what I felt like, and I was like,
So you made him cry. They ran back downstairs, and Jim Greco loved you.
basically,
Right.
yeah, that's the truth.
Okay. The devil spawn.
And what sucks is, like, before I left Australia, I pretty much only had like girlfriends, but they were just too rude.
That sounds like some Orange County shit right there. Just girls rude Orange
No,
County girls.
but I wish they were even on the level. Like, they were really great girls. They ended up for years through like staying at the same apartments as the Warner crew. Like, they were like kind of the sisters
Okay.
of everyone. But that breakdown was just the first reaction on my part.
Right. Right.
Oh, so you eventually became friends with them?
Everyone, yeah, because they moved to the same apartment. They were part of the Warner Ave crew. Shoe and Tank, yeah.
Okay.
Well, they had nicknames.
Shoe and Tank.
Yeah, but they were like, it was like everyone missed their sisters. And they were like always there when we get kicked out of our apartments there. We'd move to their house. They get kicked out of there. Like, it was just like, they just kind of became like
Family.
Like any like Australian girls are really tough and part of the boys. So
okay.
For me, I was just, what I was going to do. Anyway, at the end of the day, Jim was like, you're the spawn of the devil, devil spawn, devil spawn. Here he is, devil spawn, you're the devil spawn. And I'm like, yeah, cool.
Okay.
I'll take that. And then the next day he gets kicked off. Birdhouse.
He got kicked off.
Yeah, the next day there's a huge fight, and Jay Strickland's telling him he can't ride for Birdhouse. So he's like, fuck yeah. So Jim leaves the situation. Then it's me, Ali Khans, Ali Bilal, Brian Sumner, and Reynolds, and Jay Strickland.
Okay.
In a 2-bedroom apartment.
Oh, wow.
But I wasn't living there. I was on the massage chair. Or the floor next to the bathroom.
Right.
Or anywhere, but the problem was for me at that point was like, first of all, there's no room in the van for me to come skate because I'm just like this little dork kid.
Tag along. Yeah.
Or where is someone going to buy me alcohol because me and Ali were 19 and 17 at the time.
Right.
And Ali liked to drink as much as me because he's from Sweden. He grew up also in the same kind of bar environment. His parents owned like a gambling like casino.
Okay.
And a restaurant.
Oh, wow.
So he was like way ahead of that. But he was like more highly baked. So they were mainly stoners, Ali Khans. Ali Khans would get really angry if he couldn't get weed. But Ali Khans is more whiskey and weed. Andrew had kind of just started smoking weed. Sumner didn't do any. Well, he tried, but he gets super paranoid and ended up beating up his girlfriend's father or some shit like that. I don't know, some weird shit, and turning into Christianity.
Okay.
Then, yeah, Jim got kicked out. And so Andrew said to me that night, the night at the gym, he was like, don't stay too long.
Uh-oh.
And I was like, okay, I just don't want to go back to a surf house. And then 3 weeks later,
Wow.
3 weeks isn't a long time, you know?
he's like, do you have a sponsor? And I was like, yeah, I have a Volcom. And he's like, well, I've been buying you a lot of Jans. There was this place in HB called Jan's, so he would split the sandwich with me, and I would like sleep on his floor next to him,
Okay. Okay.
like a kid. Like I mean, I would
At the
start
foot of
off.
his bed.
I would start off like at the kitchen table like this, and then like when he would go to sleep, I would like creep into his room and sleep next to him because he seemed like the boss, and like most dogs do, they want to sleep next to the boss.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah.
So I would, sleep next to him on the floor. And then he was like, man, like, you should go to Tampa Am. And I was like, what the fuck's Tampa Am? He's like, you never heard of it? Surely you've seen it on Formula 1. I was like, yeah, but I just thought that was like a contest like any other contest.
Yeah, you didn't realize it was this big,
It was like
big
the-
thing,
the-
right?
Yeah.
The contest you go
Yeah.
to.
And so I wasn't getting paid by American Volcom. Like, I had no money. Actually, I was just like, helping them take their stuff to sell it, like Play It Again Sports, and,
Okay.
and taking like a $20 so I could live for like off BRCs at El Polio Loco.
Sure.
Like, oh yeah, I'll clean the car, I'll do whatever, you know.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
You gotta earn your way. Like, hey, I'll clean the house if you give me $10.
Yeah, yeah.
But $5 more back then. Like, $5. I didn't know, because either way, like that much money was so much. Because I came with $200.
That's right. Yeah.
That's
And you know,
crazy.
if $5-10, you could stretch it.
You can stretch it. Plus, if you got like dumb people around and you go to, like, people take you to their house parties, you can like, yeah, like, how's this kid? He's so cute. All right, yeah. I fucking drink your beer. How cute I am. Let's get him wasted. It's like, I'm being wasted.
So how did
That's
you?
the favorite thing, is the girl like, let's get him drunk. It's like, okay, go for it. Yeah.
Let's get me drunk.
I've been drinking for 6 years. I look like I'm fucking 13, but I drink more than anyone. Anyway, but so yeah, Andrew's like, you go to Tampa. And I was like, all right. I called Volcom Australia. And then JC, like, he was like, what do you need? I'm like, dude, it's been a month. I'm staying with the best skaters in the world. I think they're good. But
Yeah.
they never invite me to go skating, except the Huntington Park. They look pretty good, and I can't do any kickflip indies here.
Right.
There's no transition at this park. I was a tranny skater, you know?
Sure, yeah.
Completely. And so I was like, yeah, I go with them and I help them sell their gear. But I was like, JC, if you get me this 500 ticket to Tampa, I'll promise you I'm going. And I'm going to kill it for you. Blues. I'm on a flight to Tampa. They didn't even ask you where you're staying or living when you're 17 and look like a 14-year-old boy. Like, kids are just flying around like that.
Yeah.
They're floating around. So anyway.
But you went with the whole crew. You went with Reynolds.
No.
No.
See, what Andrew tried to do is pull me off onto the flip crew.
Oh, seriously?
Well, because Remy was really tight with Jeremy Fox and all that
Okay,
shit.
gotcha. Right.
So, but the thing is it was still Tyson.
He was in there.
No.
But you weren't trying to get in there. You just wanted to skate and just do your thing,
I didn't
right?
know
It wasn't.
I didn't even know I was going to stay with the flip dudes.
Right, okay.
But this is how it happened. Is I called JC. JC calls Remy, and Remy's like, "All right, you got to go, but you got to stay with these guys." Me and Tyson got a room together because Bilal just
after you've heard him talk shit and everything.
Yeah, but we had to stick with it. He was still at the house, but
Yeah.
we just kind of kept our distance.
Okay,
You know,
okay.
you know when you like you're just there, but some people like you, like Greco like me, and then Andrew likes Tyson. and
Okay.
blah, blah.
Yeah.
You know, even in a house that small, you can have a big brother environment.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? So, so I get there and it's like, you guys are roommate. And Bilal just turned 18, so he got to go to Mons Venus.
Or the strip club down there. Yeah.
Yeah. And me and Tyson had to stay at home all night. Like, God damn it. made sure that someone got us some beers. We drank. We talked a little bit about like the beef, and he's like, "No, I could just kind of tell he was just kind of faking, just because he had to sleep in the same room." Like, "Oh, yeah," and poor guy. Allie comes back. He's like, "Damn, Dustin, I brought you a garter belt from the strip club."
They brought you a present.
Yeah, and I think basically the next day is the first day of Tampa,
Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
and I killed it.
Did you win Tampa that year?
No.
But you skated really well.
I just skated as hard as I could all day, like everything, like just because I did like grow up like for those 2 years in an indoor skate park.
So they're right up your alley.
A lot of kicky indies because I just fought kicky frontside grabs or kicky indies. I still don't know. Sorry, Phelps, but who gives a fuck? Actually, at the end of the day. Call it that. It's not a kicky indie. It's a kicky frontside. Who gives a shit? It's a kicky where you grab the fucking board.
Grab the board. Yeah.
Did a lot of people see you skating there? Like sponsors hit you up after that contest?
Yeah, actually, that day, Mickey. This is when it starts. See, I told you the story is gonna be long.
No, because Tampa Am is where people get discovered.
I didn't
You know.
that.
Yeah.
I was just skating a fucking skate park with a lot of people around.
Sure.
I was psyched because I think Neil Hendricks was on the ramp, and I was like, yeah, what's this very? And then like, yeah, Mickey came up to me. Mickey Reyes came up to me, and he was like, and I was pretty drunk already, of course, and he was like, hey, hey, you're pretty ripping out there, man. Like, take my card, and I was like, cool, whatever. Just kept skating all day, like I'm skating. You know, you get a lot of fucking energy when you're a little fucking munchkin out there, you know?
Totally.
And then I looked at the card, I was like, deluxe? Spitfire.
The shit you're into.
I was like, yes. So I just like pointed him out and went seconds. And I'm like, hey, my name's the Devil Spawn.
You did not introduce yourself like that, did you?
He's like, yeah, I heard you've been hanging out with Andrew Reynolds and Greco. It's like, yeah, Greco calls me the Devil Spawn. And he's like, you know what's funny? Is right here, this tattoo says beware of the demon child.
Okay.
And I never knew why I got it until I met you. I swear. I absolutely swear. He'll promise that to you, like.
That's incredible.
And I was like, I'm with you now. And he's like, you with us.
It did not.
And then so that night I partied and like, but also another thing is now that the Dave Tyson flip thing is gone, is it's me and TNT head to toe.
Oh.
Of craziness. You
Gotcha,
know?
yeah.
So now it's like, and also I think I had a fight with like Billy Rohan that night over a yellow jacket I stole off of him. And then like, he came into the room and tried and fight me because I stole his yellow like jacket,
members only jacket or some shit.
It was like a felt Timberland jacket.
Okay.
And like he came in the room and like Julian Stranger was in there, Mickey, and they're like, get the fuck out of the room. And I was like, yeah, get the fuck out of the room. Like, I'm taking your jacket or some weird shit.
Okay.
It was so random because it's like a yellow jacket, and I don't know what to wear back then because I didn't care.
Yeah.
But it was just like the fact that it was I was cold in the air conditioning or something. I don't know. But it was funny. Me and Rowan basically got in a fight. Then he apologized. Then I gave him back the jacket or something weird the next day.
Okay.
But anyway.
Just borrowed it basically.
Yeah. Julian Stranger couldn't stand me. And Tony was obviously my competitor because we're exactly the same age. He was way better than me. Definitely in Tampa that year. I think he won it even. Maybe. Oh, wow. He won amateur. Or like, he was like, you can tell he's like way better at park skating than me.
Okay.
Like this is like 17.
Right.
Or 18 maybe. And he was just like skating with cardio and shit before. So it's like, I don't really have a chance here. But anyway. Me and Tony, we fought and fought and loved and been friends and been through many a tours since then. But it was just like, and then Mickey really liked me. So I go back to Cali and I'm back in the Newport house at the surf house.
How'd you feel about that?
Well, after a week, after all that excitement. of being in Tampa with the deluxe guys and
Yeah.
Mickey Ray's and all like the bosses and like
Yellow
Julian
Jackets.
Stranger
Yeah.
and like I was like, fuck. All right.
Time to go down stuff.
Time to go back to Australia.
Oh, you went back to Australia?
No, I got the
Well-
call, the rape call.
Oh, that's when you got that call.
Yeah, and I was like, fuck it. I'm fucked. Then so I sat there and watched Jerry Springer when Jerry Springer was really good.
Yeah, he was.
Shit.
I couldn't believe it because I never had a TV when I was growing up. I only worked in a video store.
Right, movies and
Movies.
Yeah, yeah.
So
That's what it's crazy. It sounds like you know a lot of movies because you keep referring to each scenario to a movie.
yeah, I like when I was like I grew up at a video store.
Yeah.
Like when I was 11, it was my only job I've ever had besides skating is video store, which was washing windows to taking out bins, but just to get movies to watch them. Watch a movie, go skate. Watch a movie, go skate. Watch a movie, go skate. So I've pretty much seen like Quentin Tarantino style of as many movies as anyone's ever breathed. Because that's all I do. So that's how I learned anything about culture of the other planet. Because the video store wasn't like a regular like square blockbuster that's like Christian owned where it's censored and changed names. It was like heavy cult movies.
right. Okay.
You know, like
Yeah.
Shocking Asia and like basically like what would be X-rated in America, like R-rated in Australia
Right.
for my whole life. And my mom didn't care. Like Toxic Avenger at fucking 11 years old. Come on.
Yeah, yeah. So.
That's what America was to me, was Toxic Avenger.
Oh, really?
New Jersey, Jewish toxic king. It's great. I was like, I want to be with Toxic Avenger's friend.
What happened with Mickey and Deluxe and all that stuff?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Go on stereo.
I was on stereo.
Oh yeah.
So basically, yeah, I was stuck in that Newport house, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And then suddenly, like, I don't know if I was drunk and gave an address to Mickey or some shit like that. But this box turns up, 45 pairs of Spitfire wheels,
Oh,
13 boards, and 15 pairs of Thunders.
Yeah, right.
I'm pretty sure it's like Mickey via Remy
Okay.
via Volcom, blah, blah. But I was like,
What
for
are you going
me,
to do with all those wheels?
I know that's a
Sell
lot. I
that
mean,
shit.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Huntington Park.
Yeah. Money.
stay in America.
Sure.
yeah.
But you got to earn it. Play it against sport. No, but Mickey was like, he's straight up about that. He's like, sell this shit and get to SF.
Oh, straight up. Yeah.
It was basically a package that, and he said like, get yourself to SF using this.
That's
Because I told him like I was from nothing, like I came with
You know-
$200. He was like, if you get yourself here, then I'll take care of you.
sick.
That's rad.
So Mickey gave me like kind of like the Tripitaka monkey magic. I don't know if you guys know anything about Chinese folk tales, where the Tibetan monk has to take. Don't worry.
Okay.
It's a bit too technological. No, I'm just kidding.
Would you get a bus ticket or something?
No.
No.
I think like, oh, I forgot to tell you this other story. So after the night I spent with Mickey and Deluxe and shit, like I had dinner with Jeremy Fox and the Flip Dudes again, like with Bilala, Rune Glifberg, and Cons and shit.
Okay.
Then and it was actually a quote in Big Brother. Like I ate with them and Jeremy Fox was like, "So you gonna ride for Flip or for like Antihero?" And I was like, "Antihero." And then like Jeremy Fox turned to Dave Tyson and said, "Where were you?" No, he said to me in front of me, he was like, "Where were you when we were in Australia?" And looked at him and put him on a plane back to Oz.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, but it sucks. Like I feel bad for him, but he kind of blew it. Like, and I was better. Like,
Damn, did you send him back?
That's pretty jacked.
Yeah.
yeah. No, actually, he gave him like one more month with me and Bilala, and then like those guys like me more. Like, even though I hadn't filmed anything in the streets. Ever.
But even though you said anti, was Jeremy Fox still maybe saying like, oh, we could probably get this guy on Flip?
No, he just kicked him off because he thought like I think.
No, get you on Flip.
Yeah, but he fought but then like I don't know, maybe him and Mickey had a dark talk and he's like, I'll take him for Deluxe. Like, you're not getting him or something like weird. I don't
Okay.
know. Background, who knows what the fuck?
Yeah.
These motherfuckers want to flaunt around skateboarders like they're like fucking condoms.
Trading cards.
Like, which kid can we fuck up next?
Right.
Or help?
Sure.
It depends on the person's personality.
That's true.
The industry's
That's true.
fucking disastrous.
It can be, yeah.
It has been.
Yeah.
It has been.
And it will be.
Forever. Forever and ever. No, but anyway.
SF. How did you you sold all the shit, I take it. Got some cash.
Yeah, I think they sent Burnett out for me to like shoot a couple tricks, and I kind of blew it. I think I had like a kickflip down like a 5 flat 5, which was whatevs. But I think it was the first day I ever took like hash cookies, so it was like took a while for a sequence back then. I don't know if it was Burnett or I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure maybe it was Burnett, but it was like I know that like I'd stopped smoking weed because like the weed was so strong when I got. And Ali, Cons, and Balala, and Andrew, they were like smoking bongs all the time. And I was like, shit, I left Australia because everyone was smoking bongs like my whole life. Now I get here and it's 15 times as strong as Australian weed.
Right. Oh, yeah.
And I was like, if I smoke this shit here, I'm going to like seriously kill one of you when in your sleep. So I was like.
So you decided to eat a hash cookie and go out and skate with Burnett.
Yeah, but I didn't know Burnett was coming. It was,
you didn't know? This wasn't planned.
It was
Okay.
like,
gotcha.
Maybe someone was trying to sabotage. No, I don't know. But yeah, anyway, I just tried. I don't know. It took like 20 sequences to try and just do. But it was all right. They ran it. It was like, woo, first sequence.
First sequence in Thrasher, I presume.
I'm not sure if it was Burnett, though. Yeah. See, I was cooked.
Were you always skating like that? Were you like high or drunk like most of the time when you were younger?
Yeah, definitely.
That just
Forever.
seems so hard to do.
Yeah, but once you become adapted to it, right? I mean, it's not...
I don't... No, there's never been a trick where I haven't drank some beers.
Never?
Never, no way.
Have you tried skating sober?
Yeah, it's the worst.
That's what I thought the answer was going to be.
Not to go too far ahead, but I always heard the story about you doing the cable front blunt to fakie down the rail in Australia, in the Transworld part. They're like, oh, he didn't even remember doing that when he woke up.
No, but that's what's misconstrued. Atiba didn't remember shooting it, and Ty didn't remember filming it. So they blamed it on me, not remember doing it. They were cooked. Atiba was throwing bottles out of the van on the way home. So they just like, as most like people that don't admit that they're too drunk, is they were cooked.
Right.
They didn't remember. I came over in the morning. I was like, how'd the footage turn out to Ty? And Ty came upstairs. Like, he came in. He's like, what trick? I was like, you motherfucker.
What was it like? What did you like stop at this rail like after a party or a bar or something or what?
The gold rail was never skatable till after 1 o'clock in Melbourne.
Oh,
the one that I
gotcha.
fucked up.
Right.
A lot of people have fucked it up, but I fucked it up like pretty hard first. Like,
Yeah.
like kicking nose fakie, kicking front blunt, switchback salad, like kicking front board fakes, like all this shit.
A lot of shit, yeah.
It's a small rail, but back then it was still like big. It's like 9 stairs.
And 9 stair was like, that was the smallest but biggest you could get. You wouldn't want to do it 8 stair.
The thing with that pole is, the thing with the gold rail is that it has a pole there, which makes it kind of weird for your perception. But I'll just big up it as long as possible.
Sure.
Fuck, it was 2003.
It was, yeah.
I don't give a fuck. I killed it.
That's right. It was just like a night of partying. Let's go skate the rail. So it's 1 a.m. already.
That
Let's
was
go.
the usual
That
for
was
me.
the usual. Okay.
A lot more night skating back then.
Yeah.
That was like during the golden era of night skating, I think. Especially for us in Melbourne. Because it was weird because, you know, when I filmed like all of Baker 2G, I don't know if you noticed, but I wasn't in America for 4 years when everyone on Baker was going through their like drug cool stage.
Oh, really?
No, I was going through my speed goth stage.
Oh, you were on a different stage.
4 years. I was not in America when I filmed Baker 2G
Okay.
and some Baker 3, yeah.
When you're skating a spot, I've always wondered, like, are you like into some mind, like, do you get into some mind state, or are you just like go for it, you don't care? Like, do you just go for it right away when you're trying these tricks?
At what age?
I'm saying I'll probably say the whole time, but during Baker 3 and like Baker 3 and Sight and Scene. Cause you like, dude, you've done all these tricks where I'm just like, what are you thinking of skating that spot?
I was really good at skateboarding at that point.
Well, of course, but
that was the part, yeah, where definitely like skill level outdid invincibility of drunkenness. And that's not even the word.
does the alcohol give you courage? like, do people say like, oh, liquid courage? Did that
Like,
give
you don't give a fuck. I'm just going to try
Yeah.
this.
When you're like euphoric, like say you're catching a free one, or that you think you're not going to go to a spot again, or when you got the right people around you that make you feel like you can put it in your head where you're someone going on stage in front of 200,000 people, when the people in front of you are 20 people that equal 1,000 egos that you care about.
And
Like,
you just want to do it right then. You just
yeah,
want to
I'd
get it.
like to prove myself. I've been like, imagine that you have like short kid complex your whole life, and then you're in front of people that look like 15 times the size of you and giant.
They're
like,
bigger than life almost.
psychologically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, this isn't the 15 people that that any regular person walking by is like, oh, there's 15 people watching this guy do a trick.
Right. But those 15 people,
Those 15 people are 150,000 people, even before the internet came out. And now, like, of course, you've got people that are like, if I do this trick, 10 million people are going to watch this trick. Like,
Right.
how big are their dicks swinging these days? they don't got to transfer the DV tape from PAL to NTSC in like 3 months. Someone's going to fucking see this shit. The shit comes out instantly. You're instantly coming out the biggest waterfall of ego ever existed. And that's life right now. Woo! In your face, drown, bitches. And that's life.
it's funny that you say that because also you're almost the same age as these dudes too, give or take a couple years here and there.
Which dudes?
The 15 guys that are watching you do the trick.
No, they're
like you're saying,
older
like they're
than me,
bigger.
Most of them, like
By what? Like 2-3 years maybe.
Yeah, I know, but what's funny is like, say that short attention span of like when I kickflip back 50 Country Road, which was 5 years old. My last trick in Baker 3, it was 5 years old.
Right.
That was 5 years old?
Yeah,
You did that and then it came out 5 years later.
yeah, it was 2001,
Holy shit.
and the video came out 2005.
Right.
I was holding on to 17 minutes worth of footage. At that
Jesus
point.
Christ.
Because I just like, I'd saved it up, and I was just going out drunk with like my good homies like Andrew Mapstone,
Yep.
Anthony Mapstone, like all the homies that brought out all the pros. And I don't know, back then it's like when the pros come out to Australia, it's still, the gossip remains amongst the crowd. But
Sure.
I was showing everyone around, like, and when you show around the crew and you don't have a filmer and a photographer around, you want to show them what you can do.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
So there's like little, it's not like Instagram where everyone's like, I was with Dustin in Australia, but for that for that 4 years, like, you know, I had like the Keenans, I had like the cliche teams, I had like people, the America team, and I was filming shit too. It
Yeah.
was like, yeah, I'll take you to a spot. If you don't want to skate, I'll skate it too, which is very Fana style. Like Chris Fana is like, shit, I just take you to a spot. If you don't want to skate it, I'll fucking skate it.
Right.
Was that the same day that he switch pop shove it over to that Opera House rail? The Keenan did? Were you there that day?
No, I was there when he switched crooks at the
Oh,
museum, but I'd already done it.
Did you say to
I
Keenan
did,
ABD? Did you?
Hey, watching both you guys do it, it must have been.
No, but I was like, but later on.
Later on.
When he flew me back up from Melbourne, he's like, you see that fucking dope ass switch crooks I did? I was like, yeah, I did it. Like, I just didn't want to tell you I never used it.
No way.
No, of course. I mean, that was like when I learned switch crooks. But me and Keenan, like, were like pretty tight on, like, I don't know, like, Keenan for me, he changed my life.
Yeah.
He made me feel better than what I was.
How so? Like,
I don't know how to explain it. Like, Keenan, in my life, like, I had. Have you ever seen this movie, like, A Weekend with Marilyn Monroe?
no.
Anyway.
I thought you were going to say Weekend with Bernie, but no.
No, but it's like a shitty, cheesy fucking movie where it's someone's perspective view of where they looked after Marilyn Monroe and she was, like, desperately weird, and then he helped her, and they made a whole fucking movie about it.
Okay.
All right.
Huh.
Well, this wasn't like that in any way.
Gotcha.
This was fucking not like that in any way. This was like, Keenan took me to the dopest clubs, made me feel like a fucking pimp. For the first time in my life, where I was like, I'm at dirty gothic bars, which he liked also. I took him to dirty gothic bars, like where it's like chicks, blah, makeup, and he loved Marilyn Manson. He had
Okay.
50 books of CDs.
Oh, yeah.
And every Marilyn Manson, ever made. Unreleased Marilyn Manson that he found in China. Before the iPod, he used to travel with 3 books of CDs.
Oh, yeah.
And,
he used to have everything in there.
And but mainly for me, it was like when I was at a Gothic stage, and I was like, wait, you like Marilyn Manson? He's like, motherfucker, I got some unreleased Marilyn Manson you never heard before. So I took him to my girl at the time, or like became my wife, but took him to the Gothic gig, like, he's like,
loving it.
It was him and Stevie Williams and Brandon Biebel.
Okay.
At a Gothic, full-on Gothic club.
That is so
like,
epic.
full-on, like, freshest cunts out, like, doped out to the nine.
Oh,
like,
yeah. Chains, the whole thing.
yeah, everything.
Oh, yeah.
The Gothic chicks loved him. I think I might have changed, like, the interracial Gothic to, like, rap music at that point of time.
There you go. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that I was the first person to bring Black Americans into a white Australian Gothic club. And I think that's dope.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Yeah.
Believe me, and these weren't just like regular goths. They were like the coolest goths. You know, because goths like, who's got the dopest chain? Who's got the dopest makeup?
What were you dressing up as? Were you just like you said? He was like you felt fresh. You felt
no
dope.
This is even before I wore suit jacket. I had like fishnets and like weird like makeup. Like
so you were doing the makeup thing.
I think I had like a baby coming, like basically a Halloween outfit.
Okay. Right.
But then he's like, yeah. Well, for me, like, I know everyone's gonna say whatever. It's like, oh, you didn't know fucking Keenan. No one knew Keenan like Keenan. But it's like, pff, yeah. But everyone's gonna say that about everybody. Like, but he was just like, all right, if I'm taking you out tonight, you gotta get some dress shoes, like expensive ones. How much money you make? And I was like, wait, I make a lot of money. He's like, maybe we take you out to a shoe store. Maybe. I'm like, I'm not spending that much on shoes. He's like, shoes makes a man.
Uh-oh.
Shoes makes a man. I'm like, $200. Are you fucking kidding me? And he's like, yeah, baby. You gotta dress nice tonight because we're going to a dope club. Next thing you know, Keenan's fucking 2 chicks in the toilets on cocaine, motherfucker.
Oh my gosh.
I'm like, yeah, you fucking those girls. I didn't get none. I wore all this fucking outfit.
I went and bought all this shit.
Fucking pussy you're getting. He's like, yeah, but I'm beautiful and I'm black. He's like, fuck you. I'm like, you tricked me into it, paying for this expensive gear to come out of these clubs with you.
Man.
I know you don't care about me, but you did. You just taught me a fucking lesson.
There you go.
Gotta have charisma as well as dress nice.
That's true. That's true.
Sure.
Yeah.
He got me on that one.
Okay, so you never told us how you got up to SF. Did you sell all the wheels? Did you sell all the goods that Mickey Reyes sent you? What was the deal right there?
Yeah, so Andrew, I don't know if he was sick of me being at the house or nothing like that, but he was just like...
Well, he did ask you to leave. Well, he said, "Don't
twice he
don't stay here. You don't stay here long."
Well, I mean, that was the first night, but
Right.
now it had been like a couple months. Visa stuff I don't care about or whatever. But no, he was like, you should, because after I got the wheels and shit, he's like, so you're on deluxe. I don't know
Oh yeah, you get a fat package. Yeah.
And then he's like, well, you got a little money now. Maybe you should fucking head up there. And if Mickey said that you should go there and see him.
Right.
I don't even know if, like, Andrew even really knew much about who Mickey was. I think for Andrew, it was like, because I was staying at his house, it was like he was sending a kid for deluxe. I'm pretty sure, like, he knew who Mickey was, but I don't think he knew, like, what the San Francisco kind of hardcore life was about.
Okay.
Like, I'm sorry to say, but, like, Southern California compared to Northern California at that point is very different perspective.
Night and day. Yeah. Yeah.
Like, and that's what's funny is because, like, most of the freshest skaters that have ever come out of California come from A and B, of course, and it's like Carol and all. But then they, like, go down there where, like, Keenan and Gino and shit were living, and it was like, it's kind of soft down there.
Sure.
You're kind of doing street tricks at these little high schools, but it's kind of, like, Like, it's not reality.
And then they all moved down here, but yeah.
Yeah, of course. Why wouldn't you want to, like, live in that kind of area, you know? Like,
Sure.
you live there, you know, like... But what I'm saying is, like, going to SF was definitely a bit of a reality check, especially, like, what I got put into. So anyway, Andrew's like, hey, you should go to SF. And he's like, these guys are going up there. And at the time, it was... the people that took me there was Patrick O'Dell.
Oh, okay.
And the first gay skater.
Jared Berry.
No, he rode for Birdhouse, actually.
Oh.
And he got kicked off. And he should have sued Per Wellender for everything.
Mm-hmm.
Was it Per Wellender that owned Birdhouse with Tony Hawk? Right?
Yeah, it's per.
So,
Who is that?
Matt Van Horn.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So he was writing for Birdhouse, actually. He was going to have a part in the end. And they found out he was gay, and I'm not sure if he was homophobic at the time, or Jeremy Klein, or anybody. But, I mean, most skateboarding was homophobic at that time. But all I know is, like, Big Brother was about to release the first gay skater way before Brian Anderson. And I think it was before the end. And I know that I went and I skated the Belmont Ledges with this gay skater who, well, big fucking deal. Like,
It was Tim Van Warren, not Matt.
yeah, Tim Van Orn. Yeah, but, I mean, how am I fucking supposed to remember whatever? But all I'm saying is, like, that was my first trip. So
Okay.
my first trip to San Francisco was with Tim Van Orn, the first gay skater, and Patrick O'Dell, like,
Right.
the second gay, like, but not gay. No, I'm just kidding. No, I love Patrick O'Dell. Like, he got me up to SF, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, so we skated the Belmont Ledges that day. I could barely pop up onto a ledge because I was still a tranny skater. Ooh, that's kind of mixed wordology. Isn't it? But no, and whatever, we skated them. And then, yeah, then we went to SF, and Patrick's like, are you sure? Because I got to remind you how little I looked.
Okay, you're right.
To get dropped off at EMB when there's an ice skating rink in the middle of it. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to skate EMB. No, it's a fucking ice skating rink.
Must have been around Christmas time, too.
Yeah.
So 4 hours later, again, when I'm sitting there at the ice skating rink going, fuck, I should have started ice skating. 'Cause that would make the spot pretty useful.
Pretty big, yeah.
I'd love to see you ice skate. That'd be fucking great.
I've done it before. It's like rollerblading.
Sure.
Anyway, so Mickey picks me up. He picks me up in, I don't know what it was, like an old Impala, like, an old car.
In a police car.
He's like, Dustin, you're the kid I sent some stuff to, huh? And I was like, yeah. He's like, get in. And I got in. He's like, driving like a maniac. Pulls up next to the cop. Fuck you, pigs. And they all laughed and like, good one, Mickey. Because he used to be an undercover cop or whatever, or detective, or probably killed people or whatever.
Okay.
You know, when they sent me the boards, he's like, you're not getting on Anti-Hero. Julian hates you. You get on Stereo. And I was like, oh, Stereo. I love Ethan, blah, blah. But at the time, I was like, I really like Anti-Hero.
Yeah.
But I got Tony to be competitive with, and Julian hates me because I'm an asshole. Whatever.
Sure.
Even at that age. But so I go in and like meet Jim Thiebaud, and everyone's so dope to me, and they're like, get whatever you want. I'm like, I don't have a bag. I got a little tiny backpack.
Right.
I can't really carry shit. Anyway, so whatever, I end up staying there for a little bit, like with Mickey, and then that was about it. I actually have completely no recollection of what happened during that. I think like Mickey was taking me to see Phelps, and then they were taking me out as like their little kid to go get fucked up at bars when I was like completely tiny, and like it was like Mickey and Phelps show, like
Mini party buddy.
yeah, he gets, but just like that's our kid. Mickey was like, that's my son. That's the devil's spawn. I think he pretty much took me in as his son, and then we were kind of just flopping around places, and then like I don't even know how. Tell you the truth, I don't know how I got back to
L.A.
L.A.
But did you get on Stereo, or were you just flow?
No. I guess what happened is, I met Pastras, and he
Chris
was like,
Pastras, yeah.
he was super psyched with me, and he was like, oh, this kid's sick. And we went out. Oh, man, holy shit. You just made me remember, like, 4 months of my life that I forgot. Holy shit.
It must be how many beers you've drinking. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's exactly on the level, maybe. No, so they were taking me around, and like I know the Six Newell and like Gurr, and then like Andy. No, I don't know if Andy was in jail, but I know that like Chris was just trying to take me around to like skate with everyone, like Phil Shao at the ramps, and Max Shafes, like just they were kind of San Francisco-izing me,
Sure,
because I'd been in Newport in Southern California being a pussy for too long or whatever.
You were just getting the sand out between your toes.
Yeah, getting the sand and then getting more of the needles in between the toes.
Now you're switched from sand to needles.
No, in poetry.
Of course.
That was how I would explain it. But,
right.
But yeah, just kind of like shopping me around as the new little fella, like no homo or no like illegal prostitution style, but just getting my little wings out, like me. But I was already pretty winged out.
Okay. Sure.
I was a slightly pregnant eagle by that point. Okay. So you could say that they were, basically just showing me around, and then like I met Fosto, and then he was like, oh, my kid Tony and Sally and blah blah, and just like kind of throwing us into little kid parties mixed with Halloween parties, mixed with who's gonna take care of this fucker, or is he doing anything? And Mickey, I think Mickey was just like, he had a new kid. For Mickey, it was like, and for me, it was like, I've never had a dad, so it was like, I was like, best dad ever.
Right. Yeah.
But the funny thing is like, I heard my dad like stole cars to get home from the bar, so it was pretty much having the hopeful dad that I probably would have had in the first place.
Right. Yeah.
But it was beautiful, and like, and I don't know where I went from there. Like, I don't know. It's so weird to think that like without drugs, because I wasn't taking drugs at any point at that point. I was just drinking and like hanging. I'm pretty sure just hanging out with Grower and like going to like Halloween parties or
all year long Halloween parties.
But you know, good call out. No, but I just like I have no like not much recollection of those days. Like seriously, like all I knew that no. Because somehow I made it back to California, and then Andrew Reynolds won Skater of the Year, and I came back to SF, right? And then when I came up, to, Andrew forgot to mention it was like, he said, me, Bilal, or Sumner, but I was in that car too. Thanks, Andrew. But Andrew has done everything for me. But I remember coming up, and maybe after Andrew won Skater of the Year, and they filled me up with an ice tub full of beers, and then like the legendary picture of Mickey with Andrew where he looks like a little child.
Okay.
I don't know if anyone's ever seen that, but I think I stayed, and they left. Like Andrew left me in San Francisco.
The second time you went up there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was
And then
Shane on stereo at the time?
no, I got Shane on. Well, me and Pete Eldridge and J.R. Neves got on stereo. See, okay, this is the blur. Yes. Counselors. All you motherfuckers should get paid for this.
Hopefully one day.
Yeah, I mean,
We'll swipe your card when you leave.
yeah, I don't have a card actually. I was waiting. That's why Baker had to pay for my Uber.
Thank you, Baker.
Okay, so I went to SF, I know.
Yeah.
Then I went back and like basically, the Warner Ave crew had started, and I was like, am I part of the Piss Drunx? And then they were like, they just been in Arizona partying their asses off with Scotty and all that.
Okay.
Right? Then they went there, then they came back, and then they had the symbol, and I was like, am I part of the Piss Drunx? Yeah. And I was like, yeah, sick. All right, well, I'm going back to SF to make t-shirts with Deluxe.
Piss Drunx shirts.
Yeah, I made the first ones.
Oh, okay. Sick.
Well, Deluxe made the first ones, actually. Mickey was like, this is the thing. Like, you guys look cool. Like, well, not in a cheesy way like that. But just like...
This is dope.
You guys got to, like, kick skateboarding in the ass. I mean, Mickey was always like, everyone's pussy as fuck right now. Like, he probably bashed up everyone in the industry. And I was just on stereo, but I was like, can we make Piss Drunx shirts in the art department. I'm not sure exactly who made the first ones, but
You got on Stereo. They
Well-
put you on the team.
Mickey was like, "You should put this kid on Stereo because, like, you know, Julian hates him, and he's
It'll piss Julian off if he's on.
or maybe he's a bit sensitive to be on Anti-Hero. You know, like I'm not like Andy Roy, like fucking spitting and puking on people's. Oh, I mean, I did, but it was kind of more slyistic when I did it.
Okay, yeah.
But Pastors took me in.
Mm-hmm.
He let me stay at his apartment, and he was like, "Dustin, what do you think we should do this?" And I was like, "Man, for me it was weird." He's like, "Who do we put on the team?" And then like I don't know, when I got on, like Ethan quit, which I thought was weird because like me and Ethan are very, very similar.
Mm-hmm.
Later on through Vans, me and Ethan would build like a way stronger relationship.
Okay. Were you thinking he quit because of you getting on, or was it?
No, I didn't know what Ethan's like. He's a very intricate and very intelligent human, you know. And we've been through like the 3 years that we had a very close relationship. It was like for him, like basically, I think at that time Stereo was kind of falling down, and they started to do like anime graphics instead of like more like what I used to love is like the graphics of like music notes,
Right.
And like beautiful, like
The Blue Note series and
clean,
stuff.
yeah, like Miles Davis Blue Note,
Yeah.
like series and like artistic and then when I got on, they just tried to turn it into like a fake kitty flip,
Cartoony type, yeah.
monkey, weird shit.
Trying to
and-
compete with like World Industries.
yeah, World Industries and Flip and like weird, stupid shit. And I think at that time Pastors was just kind of like giving up because he'd lost Jason Lee and he'd lost Ethan, and it's like,
What do I do?
unfortunately,
Yeah.
I was there, and like Piss Drunx kind of has nothing to do with the Stereo vibe in any way.
Sure.
And I was Piss Drunk for sure. And then basically, yeah, Chris let me stay at his house, and then this guy Errol, which was part of 6 Newell, which is what he's kind of a dark horse that Frank and John Klein. Do you remember John Klein, front nose, big spin down the Hubba Hideout? He was a lanky guy.
I don't remember this guy.
Super tall dude, yeah.
Super tall dude,
Huh.
painter, whatever. Like, but cool. Like he was my bunk bed mate. Actually,
Okay.
because after Errol jumped through the front window of Chris Pastors' house.
Okay.
What?
Well, I had a party there because I was used to like when I grew up. I like had parties at my mom's house and bonfires all the time. So Pastors went out of town. He was letting me stay there. And then I was like, come over. And this dude, Errol, who was Frank, like Growers and John Klein's roommate, came over. Not a very good drinker.
Okay.
He had this little blue Datsun, and he just survived like a drive-by shooting. And he was like psyched because he was like, look at the bullet holes, Dustin. And he got this stupid Dalmatian puppy that was like a nightmare. Anyway, he came over, and then like we partied, drank whiskey, Jaeger, whatever. Got hammered at Pastors' nice house with nice records, nice. And Errol just fucked it up.
Oh, wow.
Smashed through literally jumped through the lobby window of his apartment. And that's like what's the hippie area there? Like Castro? No, Castro's gay area. What's the other the
Hate or something?
Yeah, the hate kind of
Okay.
nicer area back then. Pastors had set himself up pretty nice, you know.
Gotcha.
I was staying on his couch and I had a party there, so he's like, "You got to get out."
Oh, so Chris was pissed.
Of course, the dude jumped through the fucking like literally smashed through the front window of the lobby.
How did you break this to Chris? Did you tell him when he got back, or what? How did the whole thing?
I don't know. He just got back. He's like, "Hey."
What happened to the front window? Just, Errol jumped through it. And,
Yeah, and he's like, "Oh, Errol, all right, well, it's your fault. You got to move in with them."
Okay.
Or something like that.
and you rode for Stereo at the time. You were fully on and everything.
Yeah, I was on, but I was like, for me, it was weird because, Andrew and all that were on Birdhouse.
Yeah.
Eric and Jim were on Zero, and it was kind of like all my friends that I'd first met were still down south.
Yeah.
Then I was like on Stereo with Pastors, like talking about what we should do with the team. And then I still stayed with Stereo for a while, you know, which is because like Pastures is great. It was so awesome. But then it was like I'd go back down south, and then like Pete Eldred's and Jaron Neves kind of started to hang out with the crew down there. And I was like, fuck, well no. This is like another part that's very hazy. Is like Shane was part of the Warner crew. Like Shane was kind of my best friend. Like he's from Arizona. He's part of the Scotty Ellington.
Shane Heil.
Yeah. And he like just got
Percy.
kicked off like Foundation or Toy Machine or some shit. And I was like, he's dope. Like he's got all these like spins and shit.
Yeah.
Which I thought was pretty tight. But
Love Shane, dude.
Oh,
yeah.
He's the best.
me too. With all my heart.
Yeah.
But it was weird because like then basically that was happening, and then I was staying with like Grower.
Sounds to me like all your homies that you wanted to hang out with were down south, and yet you were doing something up in SF, which you were not really.
Yeah, but
you were stoked on, but not really. Maybe.
No,
I don't know.
no,
Is this
the
like
thing-
you wanted to be down south?
The thing
sounds
is like everyone started to come up, like Alyssa would come up, or like all the crew started to kind of like come to 6 Newell.
Okay.
And Grow has been holding down 6 Newell for so long.
Yeah.
And then it was like there was like some people from the Piss Drunx, the Warner, which I haven't even got into, which is kind of tight because like it just started to become like SF was like relating to something to do in Southern California.
Right.
Because before then it was kind of like not East Coast, West Coast, Biggie, Tupac, but it was kind of like these fucking guys down there like Transworld Thrasher.
Sure.
But I feel like Piss Drunx, Warner, and 6 Newell turned into kind of like, we can make this work.
Right.
Like in a way, it was like some of those coast skaters came up to 6 Newell. 6 Newell and Warner and Piss Drunx and Baker and Mixed with Deluxe is kind of always being like a thing, a ball. I mean, Deluxe is way before everybody on that point. But between that, and it's weird because like, I'm not trying to sound lame, but I was in the middle of that. It's like, everyone's going to come up to 6 Newell because it's like the Warner and Gur was tight. And then we would take little road trips down there. And it was like, oh, yeah, right. Like,
Kind of had this common theme between the two.
There was always like random, like Scottish, English, like weird people coming through all of those crews where it was suddenly like, instead of just being like Californians, it was like a group community of drunks.
Sound like a hostel almost at the
Yeah.
same time.
All of them were hostels. Like definitely like the Warner houses were, I mean, Andrew's house was like, you go over there and have a couple drinks and leave and then head to the Warner houses. A lot of people have talked about, the Warner Piss Drunx and all that, but I wanted to just put a little input into the show about how like the 6 Newell and that contact came in context as well.
Right.
You know, like, because I think it's very important. Because, I don't know, as weird as it sounded, it was like we were cutting out San Diego, which...
Did they have their own thing going on in?
I didn't know. It was weird, like, because it was like, you would go down to San Diego area or anywhere south. It was like we were cutting off borders in a way. Well, I wasn't cutting off borders, but the way I felt is like Osiris had their shit down there, and the Piss Drunx had their shit at Warner.
Right.
And then Newell had their shit in SF.
Sure.
For me, it was like 3 sects of like brand new punk beginning. And we didn't know what was going on with anybody else. Like, I'm sorry to say, like, there was all this of actual skateboarding and fresh shit going on.
Yeah, but you were involved with what you were doing in that moment.
Yeah, but then I think like that kind of punk era of skating related a lot to New York because there was the Lower East Side, which is also sparking. Well, I mean, everything with skating in New York has always been Tompkins Square, and there's always been punks around. But I feel like for the New York skaters, it was like finally some motherfuckers down there got some balls to like be crazy. 'Cause
Sure,
we
yeah.
live with all these motherfuckers on the streets around Tompkins Square all the time. I mean,
Right.
it's the same thing that happened like, you know, say like with hip hop and like everything that started. It's a little like, But it was funny because, like, instead of Southern California being, like, Green Day and, like, whack shit, like, it started to turn back into the old punk, which was, like, New York Dolls. So basically, like, the East Coast influence finally got down all the way to the Huntington Beach rich faggots and turned into back to East Coast style punks.
Okay.
Like St. Mark's punks and whatever. I mean, that's how I saw it.
That's how you, yeah.
Well, I didn't see it as that back then because, like,
Looking back on it now, though.
like with all the history that I've watched of what each city has turned into for what reason.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, I mean, this was before Instagram or
Sure.
anyone with knowledge that didn't read books was pretty much fucking stupid to the entire planet. Because think about it, between books and the internet, there was a whole, like, gaping hole of ignorance.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Like, if you think about it.
Sitcoms on TV.
Yeah, but nobody knew what the fuck was going on. Like,
Brady Bunch.
I mean, yeah.
So, yeah, we're watching.
Basically, for me, that was like the loop. And the fact that Deluxe made like the first Piss Drunx shirts.
That's amazing. I had no idea.
And then it was like, that means that like they had respect for the Piss Drunx. Like, yeah, anyway. But then, yeah.
It sounds to me like you spent like a good year in SF.
Yeah, it was sick. Rob Welsh taught me how to front crooks.
Not a bad dude to learn from.
Yeah, but he was like, you don't go at it crooked. You ollie straight and then turn it.
Yeah.
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 Then I did it down like a 12 stair before anyone else. And then
Rob Wells like I taught that dude how to do that.
and then Trainwreck came in and showed you how to do a real front crooks down a rail, and it was like, you eat the motherfucking rail.
Right. So what happened after SF? Did you come down? I mean, Piss Drunx has started.
No, then I left.
You went back to Europe? Or Australia?
I made the shirts for the crew.
Yeah.
Went back down there and then went back to SF, and I'd had a room with like John Klein, and I'd like sanded all the floors and put wallpaper up, and like used all my money to make 6 Newell look nice.
Oh, you did set it up proper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I like to live like because I lived in like not so nice a house when I was growing up, so I was like I want to make. I bought carpet. I used all my money to fix any house I've ever lived in.
Okay.
I don't care if I'm leaving. I want like a place to look cool. Cause like when I moved into 6 Newell, it was such a fucking scum pit, and I was like, and I think I don't know if it was Rob Welsh. It was somebody came in, someone who I highly respected, and he's like, "How do you guys think you're gonna get any pussy in this skate house? Like, look at all the stickers on the fridge. Like, who was it? Fuck, I wish I knew. It was something pretty dope.
Yeah.
And like that was like one of the first things where I was like, skate house. So I took all the stickers off the fridge and I like got the carpets done, painted it.
Made it look nice. Presentable.
Then I flew back to Australia. That was 2000.
Why'd you go back to Australia?
I don't know.
Huh.
I can't recall the reason.
But when did the Baker thing then come into play? Because you're still in Stereo.
They did Baker Bootleg.
Baker Bootleg, that's right.
I filmed some stuff in SF with maybe Claravel or Ewan. No, me and Ewan or Claravel.
Okay.
Back then.
Yeah.
Man, it's like back then you feel like you had so many friends that would just appear, and it was like a road trip, and there was like a car full of fellas, and then you're like, then suddenly you got like all of them at your house, and it's like every spot, let's go.
Right.
At that same time, I was like skating Presidio rail a lot by myself.
By yourself?
Yeah.
You just go down there and skate the rail?
Everyone was at work. Like Frank was working. John Klein was painting.
Okay. Everybody had jobs.
Is that how you got so good at rails? Was skating that thing?
Yeah, Presidio rail.
No way. You actually skated street rail to learn shit.
Yeah.
Well, Presidio was barely a street.
But still was in the streets, dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, I would skate all the way there from 6 Newell. I would like walk up the hill and then go get a sub at the dope sandwich spot because it would last me like a week because I was so little. It was like, and then I would like keep going and go to Presidio rail and then maybe like skate it for like 4 hours and then meet John Klein to get this first like fake vegan chicken, even though I wasn't vegan, but I like the fake one better.
Okay. Yeah.
Dude, skating a handrail by yourself for 4 hours.
I know.
No, but people would turn up though. It was sick. Like I'd be skating there by myself like.
Did people ever show up and start filming you? Like, you get any tricks like that?
Oh, maybe, yeah. I mean, I know that John Miner probably filmed a couple tricks. Like when Andrew came, when he did that nollie backside, I think I did like kickflip board or switch crooks or nose grind 180. So that was just my little rail.
That was your shit.
Yeah, but the rail, like, there was the same 6 stairs in Australia. The first rail I board slid or grinded, it was a lot higher than that. You know, so for a tranny skate, well, more of a tranny skater back then, the Presidio rail was tiny.
Was it steep at all?
Because I've never had any pop, if you guys haven't noticed. I've never done it. But that's what's crazy is I've front nosed that hubber in Thailand that's actually head high under the ladder bitch. But that day I was like on so many drugs, but it wasn't pop drugs.
The pop was there.
It got you up there.
The pop was there though.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened. I just went faster and
further. Yeah.
I just pushed that bitch.
Wait, so you had no handrails? Like, you didn't skate handrails too much before the Presidio rail?
No, absolutely not. Like,
that's crazy.
The Presidio rail is definitely what I learned. No, I don't think, and then suddenly I had like 401 kickflip board slides on like some 9-stair in like Philadelphia or like, and then some double kinks and like.
Next thing you know, you're like you're like the handrail skater.
Yeah.
Oh no, I don't know. No, I wasn't never a handrail skater.
Oh, totally. Yeah. Come on.
I don't know what kind of skater you would describe me as.
The gnarly ass skater, dude.
No, you just get buck.
Yeah, exactly.
Just a normal skater. Like anyone can skate like me these days.
No, I will not say that.
It was just, I would say, the perfect timing of that type of skater.
Yeah, you were like the first kind of to start pushing into that boundary of that.
I think one of my favorite clips of you is a backside 50-50 through the kink rail, and there's a gate.
That was in Germany. That was on the Wizards of Oz tour. That was in 2001, and I saved that. But I had the amazing ability of making sure that I got all the footage I ever did for myself.
Oh, so you wouldn't let the filmer hang on to it? You would like transfer it over?
I wouldn't let anybody. I kept all the footage. Like I was like.
What was your reasoning? Why would you do that?
Archive it, dude.
Well, I know, but still, I
always
mean,
have your footage.
No,
well, that's not. Usually, you go out with a filmer, you film a trick, and then they have the footage.
Yeah,
it's not like
you track them down later,
or they'll use it for something that they're working on,
I was
give
like,
it to Transworld.
I guess in a way, I was working on the Baker 2G video
without you knowing that you're working on it.
But like I had enough stuff in the Wizards of Oz, like that was filmed on the Wizards of Oz on video, where I was like Jay Strickland, who comes into the mix a little later,
right?
4 hours late. No,
4 hours late.
No, but
it'll be Christmas by the time.
Hey, he was just like, if you get any good shit, like as long if you've got it, like he was like for me, like he was like a Jeremy Fox.
Okay.
For everybody.
Yeah.
But he had the same problem that Jeremy Fox is to telling everyone they're way better than they are straight away.
Okay.
Everyone's seen this in music documentaries, like you're the best, suck your dick.
Sure.
But Jay never had that. He kept you in control, but for me, like Jay had a lot to do with making my career because Jay flew to Australia to film my Baker 2G part.
Okay.
Jay gave my friend Tim Dunn the lens, the fisheye, to make sure that he filmed me because he knew I was on fire.
Gotcha.
But Jeremy Fox ain't film shit, so I'll put Jay on a higher level.
Okay. Right.
Jeremy Fox is eating shit.
he's at the sub place getting a sandwich.
I got Jeremy Fox has done nothing but buy me dinners before, and I'm down with that. But Jay was in the streets.
He was in the streets, right?
Yeah, I mean he was true down to earth fuckwit.
So when you went back to Australia, right? I guess Stereo folded, Baker Bootleg came into play, and then
Baker 2G.
I'm sorry, Baker 2G, right?
Yeah.
And then so Jay Strickland flew down there to film you.
Yeah.
And gave your buddy the lenses and everything. And so you literally filmed your whole Baker 2G part in Australia.
Yeah. Besides a couple tricks from that Wizard of Oz tour.
Right.
Yeah. My buddy is Tim Dunn, you see, and Tim, after he filmed that Baker stuff, Tim Dunn is kind of one of the most epic creatures in Australia because he also made the play video which is also one of the most iconic Australian skate videos that I had a part in.
Okay.
No one's really ever seen it in most countries because it was on VHS.
Oh.
But it actually changed skateboarding in Australia as well at the same time. Because this video Play was the first Australian video that was edited, and Tim learned the editing. Like, Tim was friends with Ty. Oh. Well, because Ty came out to film me for Transworld, and Tim and Ty had made a good leash, and John Miner would come out for the America video. So all three of Ty, Miner, and Tim, and myself had gotten into editing as well.
Right.
So all three of them had inspired Tim, as he had tricks in the Baker 2G video, actually. He had, like, in the front section, like, frontside flip from bank to bank, like, and a kickflip into a bank.
Sick.
The Jay filmed. But he, like, was more inspired about the editing. So basically, when Ty and Miner would come out to my house in Melbourne at that point, well, there's a long Sydney story. Everything that I filmed for Baker is basically Baker 2Gs in Sydney.
In Sydney?
Yeah.
Okay.
But then after that, like, Tim moved to Melbourne and made the Play video, which is when Ty and the Girl Teens and all that shit were coming out.
Gotcha.
And so I, with Tim's mind and Ty's mind and Miner's mind, like, I was like, each time, like, just talk to this guy, because this guy's crazy. He actually owns we own a music studio in Sydney called Hanging Tree Studios.
Oh, wow.
But he's like, he's not just a musical genius, a video genius. But anyway, he got the lens. He filmed.
Okay.
But at that point, when I was filming for Baker 2G, and it was all in Sydney, it sounds weird, but nobody was at my level in Australia. Because I've been skating with everyone in America.
The dudes, right.
And I mean, there was like Mumford and Barty and everyone before me and the Pappas brothers, like, with all respect. And obviously Lee Ralph and all of the geniuses, all the legends, like, and so many more, Brett Margaritas and Kale Nusky. Like, I like have respect for all of them and everybody at the same level at the same time. But I just got lucky where it's like, I got the camera at that time, and Tim was my lensman.
Gotcha.
And Jay came over and lived the life, and there was, like, they sent, like, the American people to skate, and even, like, Reynolds came for like 2 days at that point.
2 days.
I hadn't seen Andrew, and I hadn't seen Reynolds in, like, maybe a year and a half after I left America. When I left America, you don't understand, like, I was gone.
You're cut off when you're back then. You're cut off.
Back then it was like, oh, another country.
That's what I'm saying. You're cut off from the world.
Well, back then it was like, fuck Brazilians, fuck French people, fuck like American. And it was like, no, Australians are definitely going to make it stuck at home for 4 years.
I mean, the industry's here, right? I mean,
the industry was in America.
Sure.
So when I got back and I filmed all of 17 minutes of footage and slowly released it like it was released at the exact time of each video.
If you were doing it right.
It gave a lot of inspiration to, like, a lot of people in different countries, I think, to make sure that you don't have to live in California.
To do it.
To do skateboarding.
Yeah, you're skateboarding.
As long as it's filmed well and it's edited to the right music.
Sure.
And you don't look like a fucking dickhead wearing the stupidest gear of all time.
Right.
Like, and even gear then was, like, weird, because imagine coming back, like, in the clothing aspect, imagine coming back kind of like, for me, I was like in between not trying to be Balala or Greco, or like mainly more like Heath Kirchart, like dressing kind of for me it was like suit jackety, kind of like looking smart on a board,
sure,
like, looking nice, and then Keenan comes over, he's like, look nice, and I was like, I'll look nice skating too.
There you go. Right.
How's that sound?
Yeah.
But obviously a main influence was like Heath and stuff like that for me, because like you see a lot of, I think 3 of my covers are in a red shirt, right? Like a red collared shirt.
Yeah.
You know, obviously that's Heath, like 100%. But who could not give it up to Heath.
Oh my God,
yeah.
the man.
As like I
Kelly's wearing a red shirt right now.
tried to pretend on being a rail skater for a moment. At least like my inspiration is one of the most stylish looking people on a handrail.
There you go.
And Heath knows that too. He shut me down.
So like you said, you're in Australia for 4 years. You accumulating all this footage, like you're killing it in Australia. You're killing it, right? Mm-hmm. What was the video called? The Australian video
Play.
again? Huh?
Play video.
Play.
Yeah,
Right.
but play video was more of a gothic stage.
Okay.
That's
but
what
like you said, nobody saw that really. It wasn't like a big video. It just kind of came out and then
Everyone in Australia saw it.
Well,
That's what changed, like Dane Berman's life, Chima's life.
okay.
Like all the younger skaters in Australia, when they saw that, was like, okay, we're not making like stupid.
Right.
It had been a long time since there was like a really good video in between, like even the like the 2 years between like the Time video where it was like all the fresh guys, which were cool as fuck. Like, for me, when I think back, Gorda made plebs. Like I'd paid attention, like.
Wait, were these like actual videos for like a brand, or it's just like just freelance videos where you guys went out and just?
No, see the play video. See, there was this. There's these two brothers that still run Australian skateboarding in Australia.
Mm-hmm.
Like, well, I mean, there was a lot of plebs that tried to like distribute. There was a company that like sent me boards before I came to America, Koala. Like, but everyone was just so far behind. You know, it's just like. So there's these two people I think that have the most. I mean, Andrew McKenzie was in Queensland. He a whole Australian lesson. He was the one that first sent me boards and sent me to Queensland to do a couple little demos, which had to do with the skate biz and the movie business stuff.
Okay.
But I ended up buying all of his Baker old product off and starting my distribution eventually.
We'll talk about that.
Out of respect.
Yeah.
I think the two people that have mostly done the most in Australian like business is the Mapstone brothers.
Yeah. We've had Mappy on the
Andrew and
show.
Anthony.
Yeah.
So Andrew, for me, like he wasn't that. I think, no offense to Andrew, he wasn't that great a photographer when I met him, but I really pushed myself for him, and he became such a great photographer. And it was just like, for him, it was like every day I would call him like, "We're going skating." Like there was a 2-year mark or 3-year mark in Melbourne where it was just like, but this is when did I move to Melbourne after Sydney?
Early 2000s.
I remember the second day I was back in the States, I kickflip crooks to Hollywood High.
I'm gonna say like 2004,
2003.
2003 or 4.
What year did Baker 2 come out?
99, 2000.
99,
Yeah.
2000?
Yeah, I remember I premiered it. It's funny, I still have the original edit of the video, and Volcom also, JC, paid for me to get the Bondi Pavilion ×2 to premiere the 2-hour. It's like Baker 2G is like 1.5 hours.
Yeah.
It's so long
Yeah.
with the B-sides and shit. They paid for all the beer. JC
That's
from
amazing.
JC from Volcom, that has nothing to do with Baker, paid because he believed in me. They gave me the last part in the video, which was fucking weird because I've been disappeared for 2 years.
Sure.
I was like,
So how did that work though? Are you sending footage back to the
Yeah,
States? So you're just
FedExing DVD tape.
FedExing. Boom.
Wow.
Well, or yeah, just like every week I would send like a tape of like 3 tricks and like all the hijinks.
Okay. Right.
And then they were just Jay would get it, and everyone was just like blown away because like you got to remember, like it's pretty people weren't being as productive as they could have been in Hollywood at that point in time, as far as my knowledge was.
Right. And here comes you sending low heaps of footage.
And
Yeah.
partying.
Yeah.
You're partying your ass off, and you're getting a shitload.
And
of
you're
footage.
producing.
No, like I'm not trying to take all, like I was living in behind a couch, like with like insulation from the roof in Bondi Beach, with like broken windows and pigeons flying in the into the closet.
Okay.
With my friend Tim.
Sound like you're squatting.
Yeah.
Squatting.
Yeah.
And there was like always parties with like backpackers and English backpackers and people doing a bunch of drugs. And I was just like, fuck. And Tim was just like, fuck. And I was like, fuck. Like, all right, I want to go do this trick today. All right, can you get a photographer? Oh, we don't know any photographers.
Andrew Rapstone.
No, we were in Sydney. There was no photographers at that point in time. So it was just like, all right, let's go. All right, what can I do? Oh, all right, yeah. How about that line where you do a kickflip nose slide, back 50, a 12 stair after it? Oh, yeah, all right. And it was like just me and Tim. And
Yeah.
the funny thing is we were living in Bondi Beach and we were like completely like Greco alley style. Like Tim was alley and I was like kind of like trying to be punk but I was more gothic, but because Greco was like punk and I was kind of more like sensitive goth. And it's like these
Sensitive goth.
and it's like Tim's like the Balala flair and I'm like this and it's just and then everyone in Sydney was just like actually we didn't even I don't think at that point in time besides going to the skate park to warm up like we knew who any other skaters were.
Oh, really?
It was just like me and Tim the film
Just cruising.
you know kind of like a Dane Berman hatred on everybody that's not into just skating which is interesting because Dane Berman's always been a lot of motivation to me.
Yeah.
You must have influenced him super heavy because
The first time we met, he had my ringtone. You know when you could have ringtones on the phone? And he was like, I once knew a man from Newcastle. And he showed it to me. I think he was like 16 and he was super embarrassed because his phone rang when he...
When he do it.
But he's also been an influence on me because like he's sober and like he just wants to skate. But, I mean, look how far that's got him.
Hey, did you have any idea the influence you had made in the skateboarding culture back then when the Baker 2G video came out?
What about now?
When the video came out, dude, it was like night and day. People had switched what they were wearing to wearing like leather jackets.
Not
like,
me. I had nothing to do with that.
You were in the video.
That was
I didn't wear
collective-
one leather jacket in the video, so that's a
No, but
mistake.
you guys just skateboarding, like the way that all your crew had what you done on a
Baker
skateboard,
2G influenced a lot of people.
Influenced the shit.
Baker bootleg.
Yeah, but that was Jim and Allie. That had nothing to do with me. I just did good tricks in the video.
But did you were you aware of what was going on though? Did you see that? Like, were you like, wow, a lot of people are really digging what we're doing right now?
No.
You didn't see that?
I saw that like Orange County turned into a shit fest and emo music started and everyone started to dress like cowboys and all that shit. Basically, what I have to say about when Jim and Allie started to dress like that in Huntington Beach, it was like true punks were back. But none of them were for Orange County. Like, look at the music that was coming out of Orange County at that point of time.
Yeah, I mean, from a younger kid's perspective, like looking up to you guys, like a lot of kids my age just switched overnight to be wearing like just all about Baker. It was kind of.
I mean, a lot of people did.
It was
a
a crazy thing to actually watch.
Let's talk about Baker, right? Because Baker 2G comes out.
Yeah.
They planted the seed for Baker to start. You're still in Australia, right?
It was 2 more years. After Baker 2G came out, everyone was a fucking big shot.
It was a huge video, made an impression on skateboarding.
Yeah, where was the premiere here?
I don't know. I didn't go.
Me either.
But so does Reynolds call you or something and say, "Hey, we're gonna do this, Baker. We're gonna do this company."
No, the thing is, everyone pretty much leaves me alone because I don't know. I'm a little bit strange, but
I don't think you're strange.
I think that Mickey called me actually.
Really?
Mickey Reyes called me. He's like, "Fuck you! I'm gonna punch you when I see you." And I'm like, "What? Why?" He's like, "Cause you're leaving Deluxe." I was like, "What?" And he was like, yeah, Baker's a board company now." I was like, well, I didn't know anything about it. I thought Baker 2G was just like Baker bootleg.
Yeah.
Another fucking video.
Yeah.
Right.
And he's like, well, you got the last part. I was like, what? Like, I didn't even know.
You didn't even know you hadn't even seen it.
No, I guess they premiered it there.
Okay.
In 2000.
Gotcha.
Then I guess when Baker 2G came out, everyone just thought they were hot shots, and I guess they left Huntington Beach.
Okay.
And then moved to Hollywood, I guess.
Right.
So I was still there in Australia for another 2 years.
So Mickey Reyes broke the news to you that it's a board company.
Yeah, and then like suddenly like Blitz was doing Baker, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I saw some first board graphics. I thought they were fucking awful.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Terrible. Like they made me like a kangaroo on a pirate ship or some shit.
Okay. You weren't feeling
But
that.
people like those graphics. I don't know. People are like, oh, this classic Baker graphics, like all this shit. And I was like, they're fucking awful.
Okay.
So I had like my homie Jack, the same guy I talk about a lot, but to do a couple like a tattooed chick and like weird, like more artistic kind of shit. And then, I don't know, like, it was funny because like what I didn't know is I was like a mysterious kind of like rock star in America. As weird as that sounds.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I was just like, so basically like people were coming out to Australia, like the cliche dudes and like all random people. And I was showing them all the spots I skated, or if they wanted to skate like the manual padded country road. I was just showing people around because I was like in the America team. And
Right.
But I didn't realize like the significance of what like people thought of me in America, fucking rock star.
But you were so far, but you were so far removed from the industry here.
Yeah,
and like people.
I was still living
yeah.
in a fucking pigeon house. Like,
Still thought you wrote a stereo.
Yeah.
yeah,
Right.
the footage of me slapping Reynolds, like, Reynolds, what's wrong with you? Like, he flew there for 2 days. We did a bunch of drugs, and then like he fucking left after 3 days. He didn't even stay on tour. You know,
Wow.
he couldn't keep up. And
That was the America tour that he was
Yeah.
on?
yeah.
Yeah, okay. It was the on video one, right?
I don't know, but he was a mess. You know, and he came and like probably like we did a bunch of drugs, fucked some chicks or whatever, like normal like rock star skate shit.
Normal Tuesday.
Right.
But I don't know what happened, but oh yeah, I went to Melbourne and then filmed the Transworld part.
Oh, yeah.
in a week or whatever.
In a week.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay.
Well, the interview was shot in a week with a T-bar.
Jeez.
Because like the Mapstones and I met a chick in Melbourne and then she came to Sydney and then I moved to Melbourne for her. I was living in like separate bedrooms because like her mom was like a little more strict. back then.
Oh, okay.
I mean, like think about it. I'm only 21 years old.
Yeah.
And
right.
then the chick's like 19 or whatever.
Sure.
So like I'm whatever I am in the States with this part, but I'm like living in like
It's separate rooms from your girlfriend. Just probably sneaking in at night, huh?
yeah, a little sneaky,
Right.
sneaky. But like I'm like living in the suburbs, like in Hawthorne. It's like in the suburbs. Like I still was homeless. Still.
Oh, right. Okay.
I mean, I was homeless. I've still been homeless for another 2 years. Like I'm still homeless. Like when Baker 2G came out, I'm still homeless.
Right.
Living at a family's house with the girl that I can't sleep in the same bedroom.
Sure.
So then, yeah, that's going on, and then her parents kick her out, and then I find a place with like these two like kind of hairdresser chicks, and they like the reality show Big Brother.
Oh, yeah.
And Limp Bizkit,
Okay.
which was probably like the worst.
You're a big fan of Limp Bizkit?
I actually saw Fred Durst in a restaurant later and told him that he was the worst person ever.
Oh my God.
I'm sure he loved that.
I think it was at Koi or some restaurant. But the thing is like, I was still homeless, basically.
Right.
And I was living in this, like, it was kind of a cool house in, like, Richmond, Collingwood, and I had a kiddie pool out the front. It was a pretty hot summer, but Reynolds came to visit me again on a next America tour, and I was doing, like, a lot of speed.
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay.
And really into Gothic. But that's when I, like, got my Transworld part done. Like, I got, like, the front heel of the gap, the crooks down, like, the 19 stair.
Okay.
Like, where I, like, land with all the belts twirling around.
Sure.
Reynolds is there, like, I don't know if you ever watched that. If you see Reynolds and Greco, like,
Yes, watch the gnarliest thing ever, and he's like, oh yeah, that's cool.
so I was filming like, yeah, it was like a joint, and Andrew had some stuff and blah blah, and I think Evan came in town at the same time, and he was like 14, kickflipping 15 stairs. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. They were just kind of sending. Lenosi was staying with me, but I think he hurt his knee or something at that point. But he just still stayed and partied with me. Or whatever. And then
Yeah.
at that point, like the flip team was in town a lot. Balala was kind of like woo, and like being a legend. That's when I filmed his Baker 3 part. Like I filmed a lot of. Like, I filmed and edited Ali Bilala's part for Baker 3 at that kind of point in time. Mm-hmm. And I also filmed, like, a lot of the American video. Any of the tricks in Australia that's the second angle is mine.
Okay.
Actually, I filmed a lot of stuff. I filmed John Rattray's Fall One intro, the nose blunt down clipper in the Wu-Tang.
Oh, shit. Where he's wearing like the Hawaiian shirt?
No, it's a Wu-Tang.
It's a Wu-Tang shirt.
Oh, is it?
Shirt.
Oh,
Still has it,
I didn't
too.
realize
Yeah, I was the first one to get on the vending machine to get a dope angle of that spot. I used to film, like, I filmed all the time.
Well, that's what interests me too. Is like, you know, like you said, you edited Ali's part, and you're a big editor, and I just never really took you for being on that side of the industry, you know, like editing and filming and all that stuff. You know,
Yeah,
it kind of surprised me when I heard all that. I was like, oh shit, that's fucking sick.
Yeah, but like, if like Ty's your friend and like, it was so cool back then because the programs were so like from Final Cut 1 to Final Cut 3, like the stuff that you could do, like, and then when they would come in town, I would have like a barbecue at my house or whatever, and then I'd like ask Marina, like, hey, show me all the shit you learned recently, or Ty, like, show me all the shit. He's like, you know, you can do this. This is a shortcut. So
Yeah.
I was like, I'm very quick with editing. Like,
Yeah.
and a lot of the stuff that I edit it's not like second guessing. It's just like, hey, it looks good like that.
Looks good.
And that's like a lot to do with the Baker stuff. Is like, look at this gay bird movement. It's so funny. Or like the dude tripping, like the friend sections, or like Beagle. I think I've edited every one of Beagle's sections. Like, and then like for Andrew has like a lot of patience with the people that he wants to make look fucking great.
Yeah.
Andrew's a great editor because he sees things that he doesn't see. But with me and Andrew, we have such a great process of editing because it's like, I'll make it messy, but still fun, and then he'll clean it up perfect. And then I'll go in and go, but wait, we could exchange this one split second of someone going like, bah.
Right.
But like me and Andrew, we were great as editors together because we have this, Andrew and my sense of humor, although like I'm a drunk and he's a supposed like sober guy or whatever, but the sense of humor has never changed.
Sure.
Little kid sense of humor. So the way that we edit is like you're like a 14-year-old kid watching, Coming to America for the first time, or Trading Places. It's like Eddie Murphy could go like,
Yeah.
that's it. But
It's those little things.
no, but it's got nothing to do with the little things unless there's the Beagle aspect where, like, Andrew's a very busy man and blah, blah. But if Beagle doesn't show you exactly what he thinks is funny out of anything, then you don't understand what the clip's about.
Sure.
Like, it's even confusing for me and Andrew.
So he tells you what's funny about the clip?
Yeah, because like, I mean, the way that we're doing the new video is we go through 5 hours. Me and Beagle, like it's like 5 minutes,
Right.
But it's like he's like, all right, wait, I know that I logged this clip for some reason. And I'm like, Beagle, dude, it's a 5-minute clip, dude.
Yeah.
Hey, he's like, no, there's a funny part in this. No, wait, right here. Like, and for me, like to watch Beagle be excited.
I could watch that for hours.
Yeah.
Oh, And someone should film me, Beagle, where I'm like trying to be like the Sherlock, like, Beagle. What is it in this clip? No, I swear to God, at 3.12 seconds, something's gonna happen.
Yeah, I can imagine.
I've got it written down here. But it always is, and I'm like, okay. Because he's like, don't scroll too fast, because I'm like,
Yeah.
like, dude, we got fucking 5 hours of CJ's hijinks right now to deal with. And he's like, no, there's this 1 second where he does this one look. And I'm like, that's the look.
That's the look. But that's what makes him so fucking brilliant at what he does and what these Baker videos are, you know?
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, like, it sucks.
I mean, without that...
It sucks to have such pride over so many great masterpieces that have been out there. In skate...
Man down.
No, it's not. In skateboarding,
Yeah.
Like I feel sorry for people because like people put in a lot of work and like there is great videos and like I like that Polar video that was really fucking good. I thought, and I like a lot of videos. I like the Girl in Chocolate new one, but the aesthetic of like genuineness is kind of harder to do these days when you have new writers. But it's funny if what Andrew does is picks the writers that still have the characteristics that the old ones had for Beagle to find.
Right.
For Dusty to try and filter out with Beagle for Andrew to clean.
Sure.
It's like a car wash where you find like the white walls weren't actually there in the first place, but now they're there.
They're right. Wash the dirt off of them. But so the editing process... Do you come to LA to help edit stuff and then go, like, how does that work?
Yeah.
Because like you said, sometimes there's like 5 hours of one thing that you have to find with Beagle, you know?
Well, there is no editing process
Nothing.
until I come.
Okay.
Basically, I mean, there is, like, with Baker 3, like, everyone's footage was there, but the problem is like, Andrew's mind is, like, he's, like, OCD, so he makes a part, like, and then and then suddenly there's like 15 different timelines of a part.
But see, I think that messes everything up. I almost think that when you edit something, like the first one you edit is always probably going to be the best one.
No, but
you go back and try to change the whole thing, it's never going to come out the same as the first try.
The thing with Andrew's editing attention span is that there is an amazing part always.
Sure.
But there's so many different people. Like Andrew has a very shit attention span.
Okay.
Like for him, it seems like everything is all over the place in a great. But the way, hopefully this time, I just fly back like in the middle and just like show Beagle. This is the process. We have the best of hijinks. I know it sounds more like. It's weird to explain because you want everything to be spontaneous, but not everything can be spontaneous unless there's some type of organization.
Of course.
You know?
Yeah. Sure.
Basically, as long as everything's on a timeline of like best of hijinks, like credit hijinks, blah, blah.
Sure.
As long as Andrew has a little bit of stuff to DJ with, like, choo, then I don't know. It
works.
We've only made 2 videos together, me and Andrew. Baker 3 and this one, you know.
Baker 3 is fucking
Baker
great.
has a definition.
There you go.
And Chicken Bone was with Shane.
Yeah.
Me and Shane had a great process with that too.
All great fucking videos, bro.
Oh, so you help with the Shake Junt videos then?
Me and Shane made Chicken Bone.
Chicken Bone.
Well, we tried our best to do it, but we also had to have people come in and fix all the different formats because, like, you got to think about Chicken Bone was right in between the formats of VX,
HD,
HD, and iPhone.
God.
But no, I stayed at Shane's, like, even though he's sober, he let me, like, have beers, and we ordered food together, and we it was, like, 2.5, 3 weeks of, like, I've got this. Can you work on it? And then I was like, yeah, I'll work on it. But then you work on it.
Sure, yeah.
I don't know. I feel like amongst our crew, I mean, the crazy thing is about the Shake Junt stuff is, like, before he had, like, Flip and Reno and stuff, and then, like, when he came out complete subs with the Chicken Bone video, it was like he had to have me to come in and help him with that one. And I thought that video is very underrated. I even, like...
It was such a good video.
I took... Like, to tell you the truth, like I took a few tricks out of, like maybe I would have had a full parts in the Vans video if I hadn't have taken a few tricks that Greg Hunt filmed for that.
Oh, you put it in the, okay.
Yeah, Greg Hunt filmed like and Greg was like, damn, that big spin flip was like a couple of the best tricks I ever filmed. And I was like, yeah, but at the time, like when you're going through knee surgeries and you're like, I want to put some shit out.
Yeah.
I've never been like too like quick to put shit out. But sometimes you get into a hole where you're like, I got to put some shit.
Especially if you're hurt,
Yeah.
right? You feel this weight on you, or like you're not doing it. You know, it's a different mind game when you're hurt.
It's a huge decision, you know. Like I think when I put out like 7 Day Weekend, the first one I ever put out, I think it was like 2003 or something. That was my third ACL reconstruction, and I put out
3.
Jeez. I put out second.
How many have you had?
I've had 6 ACL reconstructions.
Oh my!
And
both knees or one knee?
Same knee.
Same knee.
And then one just take the ACL and get the fuck out of it. I wish I did that in the first place.
Wait, you have no ACL?
No. You shouldn't have an ACL. I don't think it was.
Should
ever
I
meant
get
to
rid of mine?
exist. Fuck yeah.
Why?
Because like with muscle strength, you don't even need an ACL. ACL is something that fucks up everything. Like, I'm sorry to say that anyone, if they want to talk to me about that shit after having 6 and spending not millions of dollars. That was on booze.
Millions of dollars.
That was on booze.
Go ahead.
But I've spent just as much amount of money getting fixed as I have drinking it and hurting it.
Without an ACL, though, you're fine. You could skate and everything's good.
I haven't had an ACL in 6 years.
Damn. Let me ask you a question. With the new Baker video being HD, how do you feel about all that?
I can see better.
You can see better, right. No, because I'm super hyped to see this video just because it's HD.
I'm sure it'll be terrible.
Come on, bro.
You don't like the way it looks.
I guarantee it.
It'll just be another Baker video, but
yeah.
I guess like the thing is HD probably won't even be good enough by the time it gets out. It might be like super HD.
Super HD.
Supersonic HD.
You need an 8K.
Yeah, it'll be 20K.
You might need to smell my breath when I do a trick to be excited anymore.
Did you smell Dustin Dollin's backside flip down? It was incredible. He smelled like Polo and Stella. I don't know. I don't know. Do you wear cologne? Do you wear? Yeah.
If I do wear a cologne, it's called fucking amazing.
Okay. Well, that's what I'm saying. You smelled fucking amazing during that clip. But no. So are you hyped on the HD? Because the HD and
I don't give a fuck.
You don't give a fuck.
Absolutely not give a fuck.
Okay.
I can't tell the difference.
No.
No, because like hopefully there's some fucking high-8 footage of people like fucking puking on their own eyeballs. I don't know. Like, doesn't matter to me as long as anyone looks great in the footage.
Okay.
Like, look at the end of that like mid-90s movie when it shows like the old footage. It's that looks
for
cool.
sure.
I don't think any of it matters. Like, sorry, Ty, I don't want the fucking drone flying through the air with lasers pointing out the middle of the board.
Right.
Like, I don't care. But who cares anyway?
Yeah. Merry Christmas, by the way. You know what I mean? I hope Santa brings you everything that you wrote down on your list. Yeah. Never wanted. No, but what do you got going on right now? You said you were flying. You're going to Paris or something?
Yeah. In my life, it's been pretty extraordinary. I've chased a lot of like women around, and now I'm moving to Paris because I just got married.
You could congratulations,
For
dude.
the 3rd time.
Number 3.
Yeah.
You think this is the one for the rest of your life?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, good.
She's. I mean, I wouldn't compare her to the rest because
Right.
that's uncomparable.
Yeah, for sure.
To compare anybody to anybody else
Exactly.
is very strange.
Right.
That's like saying, would I have married one of you two? Which one?
Which me or Raj?
Probably me.
Nah, life is just like a great journey. And now just like cruise back to Paris. I like, for me personally, I like.
Is she from Paris or is she from, where's she from?
Yeah, she's French, yeah.
Okay.
She's from Paris.
Okay, so now,
Yeah,
makes
she's
sense.
an architect.
Oh, wow.
But I just like being in Europe a little bit more than America right now because, like,
More skate.
the more, well, I mean, everything's, a little blown out here.
Yeah, it's true.
I mean, we're not really trying to go back to Hollywood.
Hollywood High
these days. But there's a lot of stuff undiscovered. And I really, for me, like, everything in Sydney is blown out. Chima murdered that, and then like I murdered it before, and like a lot of other skaters like Dean Palmer and should have murdered that,
right?
And Jake Hayes has murdered that, and like the city's a lot smaller. But in Paris, there's like a lot of cool spots. That,
sure.
Like, my friend Oscar Candon and like Remy, they like show me around to like kind of just suburban spots that feels like old Melbourne, but like way bigger, But I just like being there because I don't really like want to talk to people anymore.
Can you speak French?
No, I can't speak French.
Perfect. You won't have to talk to anybody. Then it's perfect.
No, it's just like if you take like 6 months out of the year to meditate, not meditate like hippie wise, but just kind of like drink and not listen to people, and just kind of sit there like and then you start going into your own mind. You start writing more and like thinking about all the stuff you've done and trying to make like manipulative characters out of the ideas of what you have about what the world has always been to you.
Do you meditate and all that stuff?
No, meditating is not listening.
Right.
Isn't that what meditation is?
My idea of meditation is literally sitting on my couch, mindless television, maybe, just not doing anything. Maybe that's a form of meditation. I don't know.
I don't know what a form. Yeah, I guess like if you say when I like sit there at a table and stare into space when I'm drinking beer, it's kind of meditating. People say that's like a way out, or like, do you have anything better to do? And it's like, maybe I'm thinking. Maybe I'm not. And like people expect you to do so much, and then they ask you, and they're like, "Why aren't you doing something today?" And you're like, "Haven't I done enough, man?"
I'm drinking.
Yeah.
No, but it's not about drinking. It's just like, this is like orange juice. It's like nothing. Like if you drink too much orange juice, it hurts your belly too.
That's right.
If you drink anything healthy, if you drink 15,000 Earth Boss movies, it's gonna fuck up your life. Like if you drink anything, water.
Yeah.
Hey, Chris Fanner has a good thing. What happened to the guy that drank too much beer? He fell asleep. What happened to the guy that drank too much water? He drowned.
Yeah.
It's actually the only thing that you can die of is drinking too much water. Thanks, Fanner, for that.
It's true, though.
Austrian tip, right?
It's true.
Miss you.
Well, we got to wrap this up soon, Dustin. But let me ask you, bro.
We should stay forever.
You want to stay forever?
Forever.
Do you have enough card space, Raj?
Ever.
Can you sit on the couch?
You got a new roommate. How about that, huh?
I'm your Christmas present, Raj.
Uh-oh. Does he have to unwrap you? It's Raj's sweater, right?
Yeah.
So it's doing it. No, but is there anything else you want to touch on or talk about while we're still here?
In this life, right? There's a lot of people that are straight-laced and straightforward, straight through the board. Tail's the nose is the tail,
Sure.
But I'm sorry to say like a lot of people... No, actually, I'd like to retort on that. That talk is... See, Andrew Reynolds, like, I stayed with him sober a couple times, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's a condition. If I stay at Andrew's house, I have to be sober.
Okay.
So, what he said to me was something very powerful last year. He said, nobody's actually caring what you're doing. They only care about themselves. Which made me feel like sobriety is selfish.
Why do you say that?
Okay, but the second thing is what I would like people to know is that everything to do with where my tricks are being filmed in skateboarding had to do with chasing love.
Oh, yeah.
Around the world. And I've been at so many women's houses, and so many different places of love, not just of women, of friends.
Okay.
To try and search out the people that love me the most. And I think it's very important to know or to not like restrict yourself to any boundaries of a certain routine, which is definitely, no offense, on an AA list or a gym list, or I've got to go work out with Dr. Dave, I got to go work out with Dr. Eddie, I got to go skate this park at this time. I'm sorry that OCD and routines are just as badly effective on your life of losing your life as living your life.
Right.
Whereas if you chase women across the world, you chase anything that makes you happy, you follow a band, you like... Skateboarding is about not giving up on spontaneousness or spontaneity.
Right.
And I'm sorry that I think the only people that are rich enough that can afford to live in a routine are the only people that can afford to live in a routine. And as weird as that sounds, and as much as I absolutely agree with routine is very healthy, not everyone has that options. And I don't think if you cannot afford the option to have a routine, you should never be afraid to keep going until you find it.
You can get stuck in a routine for years and years and years and years and not even realize that you're stuck in a routine. You know what I mean? I was working a job at a health food store, working there 4 years, didn't even realize until I found out that I was working there for 4 years. And I went in and quit right then and there on the spot. I said, fuck this, I could be here another 4 years.
That's sick.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's just like, you gotta... I mean, it's a little different. You know, people have kids and people have lives and stuff. But I'm sorry to say, if you're young and you don't have kids, fuck a routine.
Right.
In any way.
I'd say...
Fuck your girlfriend. Like, whatever. Like, if you're... Especially as a skateboarder, it's just like... If you don't have a kid, and you, I mean, even if you have a dog, like, you hopefully have some friends that love your dog as much as you do, but if you are seriously right now a brand new skater that's just getting close to success, fuck everybody and go for it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Merry motherfucking Christmas.
There we go, right? It's true, though, man. It's true. But it sounds like you found love. You're moving to Paris. Are you going to settle down into a routine, or are you going to keep going?
There's options of all types of different ways. You can, like, look at P Stone, rest in peace. He had a wife and kids. Yeah. And he still managed to find a way to stay on the road and still be the fun guy. And have a clean white T-shirt when he came home. A gentleman. Yeah. A legend. So, I mean, not to say that, like, the being a filmographer for Asher would never not be anybody's dream like it was for P Stone, but I'm just saying for anybody, is just like, you can always find a way if a routine doesn't suit your style. Right. And then a routine shouldn't always suit your style, because then you become everything that skateboarding was against.
Yeah, right.
And?
Merry motherfucking Christmas, bitch. No, but I totally get what you're saying, though. You know? It's
you got to get the last word.
No, you have to have the last word. Was that your last word?
Don't smoke.
Don't smoke. Listen, here's my last word. Thank you so much for coming by. This has been a Christmas miracle, everybody, huh? Dustin Dollin. Yes. Would you like some 9 Club? Can we bless you with a Christmas present? You know, maybe a 9 Club mug, maybe a T-shirt, a sweatshirt, beanie, hat. We don't have hats, but
I don't need anything.
Would you a switch flip Manny mug?
No.
You want more beer?
The thing is like, I don't have any room in my luggage because I've been on a pikey for 3 months.
Okay.
But yeah,
right.
You can show me. I got like everyone should buy a 9 Club because.
Oh, thank you, bro.
By the way, these motherfuckers, they're doing it out of their house. This ain't no fucking studio. Like this is a house. It's got dirty bathrooms, skate house. Like, yeah. Basically, if my wife came over here, she'd be like, nah, we're out.
We're out. We're good. We're leaving to Paris now.
The 9 Club's legit studio. Thank you, 9 Club.
Thank you, bro.
Thanks,
Thank you, dude. Dustin.
Thanks, Raj.
Hey, you're the man.
Thanks,
Look at that, huh?
In the camera pants over there. No shout out,
All good.
Hey, and Merry Christmas. Best of luck to you.
Santa Claus, you cunt. Where's me fucking bike? I'm
Hey,
open all this
hey,
other shit. There's
Dustin.
nothing here I like.
Dustin, what's my name?
I can't.